Need my water. I need to refill this before we get started for sure, because I know I'm going to be drinking my water first of all. Let me just go ahead and refill this while people get in here. Okay. I hope all is well with everyone. I'm not going to put it over there. I just don't want to drop it. I hope all is well with everyone. Today, we're going to be cooking in the kitchen early. I'm trying to prep this and get this out of the way. Just so I can... Usually, I cook stuffed peppers on 400. Cook it for like 40... Maybe less than 40 minutes. Probably like 30. Because like depending on how much you like, how charred or like crisp you like them, because I like mine to be like, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, you burnt it. Like I like mine to be charred crispy, because when it's charred, that's really just the pepper. It's not actually charred on the inside because of all the ingredients that we're going to stuff in the pepper. But since I'm cooking it so early in the day, I'm thinking to slow roast it. Hello everybody that's just now joining. Today we're going to be cooking stuffed peppers today, and we're making it plant-based. We're cooking from scratch. So I want to show you how easy it is to cook all of these ingredients from scratch today, right now. Like it shouldn't take me more than probably an hour, hour and a half. We have our soaked walnuts. We soaked walnuts, and we are soaking our cashews right now for our cheese. I should have soaked them last night so they could have been done longer, but from my experience and what I've done for myself from working a 9 to 5 and having to come home and cook my cheese, because I don't consume dairy and I don't really eat the cheese that's in the grocery store that they label as vegan, because it usually has corn in it or nutritional yeast. And I try to avoid nutritional yeast because obviously it's a yeast, and we have so much yeast from bread and all the other products that we have, especially if you're plant-based or vegan. When you eat the wheat proteins and things like that, which I eat if I'm eating out, usually it's a wheat protein. I don't eat soy. And so that's a lot of yeast. So I try to avoid adding yeast in when I'm cooking, because it's not really necessary. They say it gives it the egg taste, but from my experience of me making cheese for as long as I have, the way that I do with cashews, you don't need it for it to taste like egg. And I need to go grab this ingredient out of my garage now that I'm thinking about it. All you need is black salt. I tried to have everything in the kitchen so we didn't have to go back and forth. But if we do, that's okay, because I will take y'all with me. But for everyone that is thinking about going to this lifestyle, you have to understand, okay, because I will take y'all with me. But for everyone that is thinking about going to this lifestyle, you have to understand that, for my black salt, y'all, you have to be cautious, because you can get an overload of, depending on getting overgrowth inside of your body. That's the reason why a lot of people have discoloration in their thighs. That's why a lot of people have issues when it comes to digestion, because that overload of yeast inside of your body, if you don't understand, that yeast is making you toxic on the inside. It's not good for you. And a lot of us eat a lot of bread. I know I eat a lot of bread. Sorry, I'm trying to get this black salt. Found it. All right, y'all, we're going back in the house. But when you're sitting there eating an overload of yeast on a regular basis, you have to understand that that yeast is thriving inside of you. Yeast absolutely loves you. What does it grow in? A wet environment. It loves to thrive in that environment, and your insides are full of water. And so when you're over consuming yeast, like a lot of people do, you have signs of yeast overgrowth inside of your body. Your tongue, your inner thighs, your smell. All of those are signs that you are having an overgrowth of yeast. And the same thing with a dark neck. Even though they talk about a lot for that being like a sign of diabetes, you also have to understand that could be a sign of you having too much yeast, because it's a buildup, if that makes sense. It's a buildup. And so think about the buildup that could be happening. And so I don't make it with nutritional yeast. To say all, thanks for the follow. I do it with black salt. Black salt, if you do not know, black salt is a good alternative for you to be able to make eggs because it tastes like, even though it smells like farts, I'm gonna be completely honest, it smells like farts. It's all it is salt. You can get it off Amazon. That's where I get mine from. I used to get it from a close market near my house, but they actually closed, and I was very sad about that because I would have bought a whole bunch before they closed. But not knowing that they were closing, found out later, found it on Amazon. So you can make eggs with them. I use it in my cheese sauce that I make with cashews. And if you cannot stay for this live completely and you want to catch how I make this, what I'm doing, I post all of my previous lives on YouTube, so you can check out my YouTube. Go subscribe, you won't miss this. I love it for my vegan egg salad sandwiches. Yes, I don't use just egg. I make my eggs from scratch. That's why I'm like, it's so easy for you to make things from scratch. Majority of the food that I make is from scratch. I only every now and then buy products like vegan mayonnaise, for example. I might buy that because it's like, at the end of the day, I might be rushing and trying to make me some tuna. So I don't want to have to sit there and make all the time, sometimes. Hey, what's up? I don't eat soy. Soy is an estrogen dominant causer inside of our body. I talk about that a lot on my channel. Even though it's viewed as a conspiracy and people love to argue about it, there are plenty of facts and articles that talk about the fact that it raises our estrogen in our body, especially, well, honestly, in both men and women. But women, you have to focus on when in the time of your cycle and season of the month, what is going on with your body, because there's sometimes that your estrogen is going to be lower and it's going to be raised based on just your levels of what time of the month it is. And so we have to understand that when you're sitting there and, for example, eating soy all the time because they tell you that it's okay for you to drink soy milk, it's okay for you to eat tofu and things like that for an alternative for proteins, because you are trying to go vegan or you're trying to go plant-based and you're trying to understand the lifestyle, they're not telling you in the same breath, hey, do you cycle sync? Do you eat according to your cycle as a woman? And as a man, do you understand that every single time you eat soy, it's causing estrogen dominance inside of your body and it's adding fake estrogen? Like, men and women need to understand this estrogen that it's producing is not the natural estrogen that is going on inside of your body on a normal basis. It's estrogen that is caused by the tofu from the plant of soy plant. And so it's a separate plant-based estrogen that your body does not agree with. And so people like to say that, plants, because it's a study, plants do cause their own estrogen, but your body does not agree with that estrogen that's from that plant, especially since majority of our soy is GMO. And so even if you're buying organic, you do not want to trust these soy products. They're not as safe as they make them seem. Because you see more studies are coming out for people that label themselves as vegan, they're still having issues with their health. And it's because you're not realizing that these companies and these people are paid to poison you. And so they keep doing that for you. Yes, I did cycle syncing for 30 days and felt amazing. Exactly. I've been doing cycle syncing for over a year now. And I've been plant-based for almost 4 years. I've been doing cycle syncing for over a year now. And let me tell you, like, between tracking it and understanding when I'm supposed to be eating, as well as being able to know when my emotions are going to be high or low, be able to do the most productive things that I need to do, and then give myself a break, it is truly the most blessed thing that I have come across in my entire life. And if you are one of those people, especially for all the women that are in here, that you know that you are imbalanced and you're not getting the most of what you should every single month, because now I'm to the point where by the end of the month, when I'm sitting there and wanting to rest, I don't feel bad for resting, because I know that I've done everything that I needed to do in the time frame of my high energetic time. And so if you want that for yourself and you need to learn how to do that, because we're not taught those things, you need to come work with me, because I'll support you in not only understanding how to eat plant-based, but to cycle sync so that you are providing what your body needs every single day in the type of foods that you need for the type of nutrients, for the type of proteins, type of minerals, all those different things. Because sometimes you need to carb load. Even though they tell you carbs are bad, sometimes you need to carb load because that's what your body needs at that time. Sometimes you need to avoid carbs altogether because that's not the time to be eating them, because it's going to make you more drained than eating it. And so we have to understand these things. Thank you for the information. Oh, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. So we're going to get started. I'm talking. Like I said, I'm trying not to make this long. But we have to understand what they're doing to us when it comes to these foods. And so they don't teach us how to take care of our body. And it's pretty simple. For example, how to cook things from scratch. And so we just have to learn how to do those things. And so what we have over here is our walnuts. That's going to be our meat base. I need to get the pan out. I meant to do that beforehand. Let me get the pan out. It's down here. I'm not going too far. But what we're going to do, if I can find it, I don't see it right now in my eyesight, so I'm going to finish my sentence and then I'm going to look for it. What we're going to do is we're going to blend up or food process the walnuts with all of our seasonings. We're going to put some peppers in there. And then once we put that in there, we're going to throw it on the skillet with a little bit of avocado oil. And once we put it on the skillet, cook it with a little avocado oil and we get it good and crispy. It's probably going to sit there for a little minute because it has to get all the, the moisture absorbed. We're going to cook that. And while we're doing that, we'll go focus on the cheese because we're going to let that sit for a second. Or we might just have a little chat and then we'll focus on the cheese because the cheese does not take long. And I'm meant to finish this thought earlier and got sidetracked. I used to make my cashew cheese when I was working my 9 to 5. 15 minutes, I get in the shower, wash my body, 15, 20 minutes. It soaks. I get out of the shower. I blend it. That's how quick it can be. If you want more of a smoother texture, yes, it's going to have to sit longer, but it's not chunky. You just keep blending. It's not that difficult. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it. Okay, let me see. I don't see pan, y'all. Oh, I don't see it. What is going on? Hold on, everybody. Oh, I don't see my pan. Okay. There it goes. I see. Because I was like, we have to use something else. I thought we were going to have to use something else, y'all. I was like, oh my goodness. But I found it. Okay, we got the pan. We're going to start and put this on heat really quickly so it can go on ahead and be heated up for when we get ready to actually cook them. Let's go ahead and rotate this around for a sec so y'all can see me. Okay. Okay, let me go get the avocado oil. I can't think of what it was. I think that's everything we need. I don't think we need anything else from over there. Okay, so we got the avocado oil. We're going to turn that on because it's not going to take us long just to blend this up really quickly. Oh my goodness, every single time. Okay. Hello everybody that's just joining the chat. We are cooking stuffed peppers today. We are about to blend up our meat, or food process our meat. Rather, I don't know if I should say, blend is just such a weird word to say when you're talking about trying to make plant-based meat. Okay. So now we're gonna turn us back around and we're gonna get to food processing. So we're gonna chop, we're not gonna chop, but we're gonna take the heads off of. So I couldn't find big peppers. I was at my local BJ's and they did not have big peppers that were organic. So I got the little peppers and I was sitting there thinking, this is why I said a slow roast, because usually the big ones, I do them pretty quickly, but I wonder what these would be like if I slow roast them in the oven. I think maybe I'm gonna do 325-ish. For a couple of hours. I wonder what it's gonna be like. So I'm gonna chop the tops off of these. I have red. I think we have all the colors. Yeah, we have red. We only have 2 yellows though, but we have red, orange, and 2 yellows. They were stingy with the yellow peppers, but we're gonna stuff the little itty bitties. We're going to also food process a few of them, so that's why we're gonna chop the tops off of a couple of them now, and then we'll chop off the tops after we get done with the cheese sauce. Or actually, we'll probably do that in between so the cheese sauce has longer to sit. So we'll have a little chat in between that time. So what I'm gonna do is, let's see, y'all see the cutting board? Yeah, okay, ooh, push it over. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop some of these tops off. We'll chop a little top off. And then we're just gonna throw it in there. Cause we're already food processing, so we're just gonna throw it in there, We're just gonna throw it in there as is. It should be processed enough by the end. I don't know if we're gonna do, I wanna eat the yellow ones rather than blend them. So I think we're gonna blend majority red. Cause I think we have majority reds Yeah, we have majority of reds. I should have grabbed, because there was one bag that was all yellow and oranges. If I would have realized that there wasn't that many yellows and oranges, I would have just grabbed another one. I don't know why they put all the reds in one, but we're gonna blend up the reds and maybe an orange. And usually, which I'm not going to do this today because that's going to extend the process, but usually I literally will take all of this minus the green stem part and use that too. Like, I'm a very, like, low, zero waste person. My dog eats the same way that I do. She doesn't eat any meat. Obviously, dogs don't eat dairy, but a lot of people don't understand that or know that. Dogs don't need dairy. She doesn't eat any meat. She used to eat meat, but she got sick during the time that she was eating chicken, funny enough. And so, cut that off just to see if she would be all right. And funny enough, it was the thing that was making her sick. So, stop feeding her chicken. But yeah, so after the time period, I think she's about to be 2, so she's been eating real, like, raw foods. Even though we were cooking the chicken, she was eating raw food since I think she was 10 or 11 months. So she's been doing this for quite a while. I think within a couple of months of her being into the lifestyle of her eating raw dog food, quote unquote, just real food, she got sick within 3 months. And so she hasn't been eating meat for quite a while now, and she's not malnourished, she's not sick. It's been a while since I've taken a video of her and posted it on here, but I need to do an update of what she eats and everything like that. And so if you want to see that, so leave me a comment and I might do that. And leave me a comment if you want to see what she eats on a regular basis, because I literally just fed her. And I can make that video tonight when we feed her, because she eats twice a day. That's one thing that you have to recognize is, depending on your dog's size, how much they're going to have to eat and then how often they're going to have to eat. Because she gets AM meal, she gets midday snack, and then she gets a afternoon meal. And so, like, simple stuff like that, to understand that, like, even animals don't have to sit there and eat meat necessarily. Some people do feed their dog raw meat, no cook, no nothing. But you have to understand that there are signs and symptoms. And she had signs and symptoms. She was developing hip pain. She was having joint pains with her knees. They were telling us that she was going to have a surgery within, I think she was 6 months, maybe 6 or 7 months. And they were telling us she was going to have surgery. So it's like understanding the fact that we were like, well, hold up. She's a puppy. Why is she going to have surgery on her joints? And so doing some research, questioning what was going on, realized the fact that no, it's because of the foods that she was eating. And she's half poodle, half mini poodle, and half Pomeranian. And poodles they're known to have joint issues. They even tell you, like, more likely than not, poodles don't need to have dog food. They need to eat another type of nutritional lifestyle, because if not, they're gonna have health issues. And they live a long time, so nobody wants to deal with that. And so in the end, we ended up not giving her dog food. And funny enough, my old dog, sadly, I'm pretty sure that's what made her leave this earth earlier than what she needed to be, because the vet was telling us she was healthy. Everything internally was fine because she had an x-ray. She was supposed to have a brain scan because they were like, it has to be the brain. That night before, after, it was like 3 days after, and then she passed away at before 4 a.m. I think she was supposed to be having her scan at 4 a.m. that following day. And I was like, I'm telling you, it's because of the processed food. Like, it affects your brain. Like, now that I know what I know, it affects your brain. That's the reason why you're seeing all of these cases of people developing schizophrenia earlier and earlier. The reason why these people are having so many mental issues, why so many people are on antidepressants, having panic attacks, on some type of anxiety medication. You have to realize it's because of the malnourishment that we're getting from these foods, quote, that y'all think that are actual food. It's not food. But in reality, you can cook these meals and do it easily. It's all the matter of the fact of knowing what you want to eat and how to cook it. And so I've been craving stuffed peppers. I've been wanting me some stuffed peppers. And so we're eating some stuffed peppers. I don't think she can have peppers, because that's why I was talking about low waste. I will just throw her the food in her bowl. If I know that she can eat it, you can have the rest. I don't want to have to deal with it, like, kind of situation. Okay, so we're going to be putting our chopped onions in here. We have some chunky chopped onions. So we're going to be putting those in there because I don't feel like chopping an onion. I have a whole bag over here, but who wants to keep chopping onions when we have these? So I'm going to use these. They're organic. I got them from Costco. So we're gonna use these. And then it's also nice too because when you're using these, and yes, you know, onions can get sauteed or whatever, but they're still kind of slimy. With those, when you're sauteing them and it already has something that kind of has a water base to it that's gonna wet it, I don't know. I just feel like it's just better. I feel like it just like revamps it without it being soggy, if that makes sense. Like, I just like them. It's been so long of me using them. I really like them. So we're gonna be putting chili powder in here. Can y'all see me? Okay, yeah, I'm seasoning. And literally, I don't measure. I look. I do. I look at it, I do it, and then if I measure with my heart's desire, if that makes sense. That is going to be for that over there. That's going to be for the cheese too. I try to limit when I use my smoked paprika because it's not cheap. And you can use regular paprika for a lot of things. You don't need smoke for everything. So I use smoked paprika in my cheese, but for my meat, I'll just use regular. So we're going to use regular. We're going to save this garlic for the cheese because we only have a little bit left in there. And I don't feel like opening another bottle. Do we want to do red peppers in the meat? Yeah, we're going to do red peppers in the meat. And I think we're going to do some red peppers in the cheese too. We're just going to be extra spicy. Because this is going to be, you know, it's going to be like a, I mean, honestly, yeah, it's going to be like, I guess maybe Mexican food. What is this on? It's high because I see it steaming. Oh no. Okay. Hold on, y'all. The oil was up too high. Okay, so we got our paprika. And let me know in the comments, is that fan too high? Do y'all hear that fan? I don't want it to be like too loud. I'm pretty sure my normal fan is louder than it, but it's getting a little smoky in here. And if anybody knows me when I'm cooking, I should open a window. It's gonna be smoky in here because I don't know. I don't know what it is. Every time I cook something, it's got to smoke up the house. Like, I don't know why, but it does. I don't even have to be frying anything, and it's not smoking up the house, so it's not too loud, y'all. It's good. It's good. I don't see anybody complaining. We're gonna put a little bit of allspice. I don't see anybody in here complaining about the fan, so I guess it's not that high. All right. Alrighty, now we're gonna use some chili powder. I couldn't find, wait, just kidding. I'm sitting here like, I need more chili powder, and I just used the chili powder. Tripping. Okay. So we got all of our seasonings in here. I'm gonna see, because really I go by tasting and looking at the color. I don't measure. You can be one of those people that likes to measure and want to measure, but I just don't. I'm debating if I'm gonna put some lemon juice in it. If I do, it'll be later. But I'm gonna blend this up in my food processor. If you do not have a food processor, you can use a blender. Like, you can use a blender, really. You don't have to have a food processor. You could have a blender. I like my food processor because it has changing heads. It has, I let the ancestors guide me when it comes to the season, and let me tell you, it's just, it's all a feeling. It has, the one that I have, it has a French fry head. It has a chopping, dicing, I think slicing is the same thing as chopping, but yeah, that you get what I'm saying. And there's another one, grating, and there's another, like, it came with a couple of different changing heads on it. And so, like, and this thing was not expensive. I got it as a gift. It wasn't that bad. Like, I think it was like $100, maybe a little bit more than $100 for all of that too included. That's not bad at all. And I've had it over a year. I want to say maybe 2. But look at that. Look at that. 2 seconds. Oh. 2 seconds of me grinding this up. And boom. You have your meat. Too bad for the people that left out. They're missing out because this is super simple. Like, you see how quickly that was? And boom, you already have ground meat. You can make these walnuts. You can make this or change, you know, the seasoning to the recipe or whatever. But you can make this into so much. You can obviously make it into ground beef. You can make walnuts into sausages. You can make it into meatballs. Like, what else? I've done something else that I can't think off the top of my head, but I've made so many different recipes from walnuts alone, mushrooms too, but walnuts by themselves, Like, and if you're allergic to nuts, you can, or if you're, wait, if you're allergic to nuts, then like I said, you can use mushrooms. You could use mushrooms in this recipe. It takes longer for you to saute it, but yeah, literally you can make so many different things. And this is what I teach you in my cookbook. This is a beginner guide cookbook that I have linked in my bio. It's showing you how easy and how versatile these recipes are, and it's giving you just basics that anybody can do, just for you to either get inspired if you already cook plant-based, or for you to learn how to cook plant-based dishes. Because literally all it is just changing the seasonings and what you put in it. So if you like, for example, like hickory smoked sausages, you like sweet sausages that are a little bit spicy, all you do is make the sausages with the same seasonings, just add in basically all of these same seasonings that we just did, put a little bit of agave or honey in it to make it sweet, add more red peppers, and then you got that balance of hot and sweet. I also have hot honey that I found at Home Goods, because I love Home Goods in their little like section of all their knickknacks. I literally found hot honey over there. That's something that I would put on my sausages. I've put that on a hamburger once. Literally, you can do it. And my hamburgers are made from black beans. I tried that to see if it would resemble a sausage by re-seasoning it a little bit like sausages and then putting my hot honey on top of it. It worked. Like, it's all about the seasoning. Okay. Oh, we didn't put any salt and pepper in here, y'all. Y'all didn't catch that. We didn't catch that, did y'all? Y'all didn't catch that? I didn't catch that. I don't usually put that much salt, so it wasn't really bothering me. But the pepper, we gotta have our pepper now. We gotta have the pepper. We gotta have the pepper. Okay. Now, one time I tried to just like put the peppercorns into the mix just to see if it would blend it up. It doesn't work. So just FYI for anybody that has a brain like me that's very intrusive thoughts, and you're like, well, let me just see if I can do it. It doesn't work. You're gonna be eating on peppercorns, like, which I wasn't mad at it, but it didn't work. So if anybody's thinking about trying it, it does not work like a pepper grinder. It's not gonna do it. It's just gonna mix in the peppercorns. Okay. I don't feel like they gave me much pepper, but we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna deal with it. If we need more pepper, we'll do it in the pan. Okay. Ooh. Okay, y'all. Okay. Now we're gonna put this in the pan. In the pot. I mean, yeah, the pan. I was gonna say the pot. What? Let's turn you around. Hold on. I need a free hand to do that. Okay, there we go. I loosened the bottom one so I don't have to keep loosening and unloosening. We can just move us around. Okay, can y'all see the pan? This is our pan. It's got our hot oil, very hot. Very hot. Let's get a spoon. Let me go get the wooden spoon. Let me get that wooden spoon. Okay. Now, we're gonna scrape our mixture into the pan, just like you do your ground beef. Not foods. Foods which don't have any nutrients. These manufacturers don't got no nutrients. So what we're gonna do is, we're just like you do your ground beef. You're just gonna scrape it into the. Ooh, if that would have fell, I would have cried. This is my lemonade. We're gonna make lemonade too, y'all. Like, we're literally making an entire meal. I thought about making dessert, but I just don't feel like washing it on live to make the dessert because I need my blender and the cheese is in there. So we may do another live. We might do another live later on to show how easy it is for me to make, which I've done a video, but we can do it on live. How easy and how quick it can be to make it. Okay, I just don't want this blade to fall in here. Okay. Ooh. Come on, y'all. Okay, let's see how much meat we got in here. I might have made too much. Honestly, which, I mean, I'm not mad at it. You can never have too much, but I might have made too much. Ooh, okay. Now, see, the blade is stuck. See, I was trying to get it. Can't stand when people mislead. Yeah, I mean, I don't follow many non-plant-based people. Every now and then, like, I'll, scroll on my FYP and it'll be somebody cooking something that I'm like, oh, I could remake that in plant-based, and I might save the video. But as far as lives and stuff, I don't follow anybody that does not cook plant-based, because like you said, it can be misleading for the information that they give. And then when you try to like be like, well, it could be this way, then they'll be like, well, you have to have your protein, you have to have your meat, you have to have your dairy. And it's like, I'm not gonna argue with you. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But from literal factual proof, you don't have to have that crap. And from the evidence that we're getting from society, it's making you sick. Like, I don't care how good you look and what kind of gains you're getting. If you're not taking care of your body properly, you're making yourself sick. And so these little gurus on here are telling everybody this is the lifestyle that you need to live. And especially the people that were skinny before, that's what's killing me. Oh, I love cabbage. That's what's killing me, is the people that were skinny before. Yes, they got their gains, but they're like, this is how you live healthy and this is how you do this. But it's like, just because you're small and you gained muscle does not mean you're healthy. And you're misleading people by telling them and showing them like, oh, I have my abs and I work out 3, 4, 5 times a week and I do this and eat my proteins. But it's like, that's not realistic for the average person. I'm teaching you like this right here. You know, when you make taco meat, for example, and you have tacos, how much of that meat is really left over? Like, you probably have enough to make for a next day, a couple of days, or whatever, depending on how hungry and how many people you're cooking for. This was a good prep meal right here. This is not something where I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, you have to do this step, and then you have to get your protein powders, and then you have to do this. This alone right here is all of the protein that you need. This alone. All of these nuts mixed in, that's what you need alone. Then you're getting your peppers. We're going to be making our own sour cream, which is going to be made from coconut milk. Coconut milk hydrates you. It helps you in multiple different ways when you're getting your vitamins and your minerals. Let's see what else we have. We have our avocado oil. We have, which it's going to have lemon juice in it. Your lemon right there, that's your citrus. Like, we're getting cashews in the nuts that we're getting. That's another protein that we're getting right there just from cashews. And that's going to be our cheese base. So it's like, you just literally doubled, if not tripled up on proteins right then and there. And you didn't have to have a protein powder. You didn't have to take a supplement. Like, you didn't have to do any of that extra stuff that they're promoting to you. And that's what I tell you and I teach people, that like, if you're taking supplements and having to take all these medications and prescriptions for you to get minerals and vitamins and what you need, you're not supporting your body with food, and it's not going to help. You're just wasting your time and your money. You're cooking cabbage, yams, fried oyster mushrooms. I absolutely love oyster mushrooms. There's so many different alternatives. I was even thinking about making fried chicken on live, but I haven't made any fried foods in so long. Like, to be honest, I have stopped making fried food. I have it in the freezer for me to make it because I do want fried chicken, but I just stopped because I've been really on my journey of me trying to flatten my stomach more than what it is, because like, my stomach is pretty flat already, but I want, like, I have an ab line showing. I want the full cut. Like, I want it. And so since I've been wanting it, I say, you know what, I can sacrifice me not having fried chicken for a couple of months because I really want it. Yesterday I did order a chicken sandwich from one of my local vegan spots. I can't even lie, but I haven't cooked fried chicken in forever. I'm trying to stop eating out as much. My skin is clearing up. Like, it's just like, I feel good and I look good, so it's like, I just want to keep it going, if that makes sense. But like, I'm going to fry something very soon. It's gonna happen. Not this month, I don't feel like, but it'll happen. And I am, man, I'm trying to not get in the space. I did eat like some corn chips, like a little bit of them. I don't eat corn normally. Like, that's just something I don't do. But some cornbread right now sounds fine. Yams always. I literally have my sweet potatoes on the ground. Yams are going to happen for me in the next couple of days. I'm also thinking about maybe sweet potato fries. He said I love being plant-based. I absolutely love being plant-based. I will not go back to eating meats. I promise I will never. Like, I was talking to my best friend a couple of months ago, and I was like, what is the name? It is Purge the Poison. It's a plant-based, I think it's either the plant-based beginner's guide or plant-based cookbook. It's linked in my bio on my link tree. But it's the only, there's 2 Purge the Poisons. One is the Purge the Poison, that's poisonous ingredients. It's telling you the toxic ingredients inside of your food. The other one is the Purge the Poison cookbook. But I know it says cookbook in the title, so it just might not be the first couple of words. But it's a link tree, so it should be there. But yeah, I was telling my best friend, I was like, well, maybe if I raise my own, maybe then I'll eat it. But then, like, sitting there thinking about it, and she was talking, and she was like, well, how do you know if the animal wasn't GMO and produced and given to you, or like had a baby? And I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, you're right. And then I was like, well, maybe eggs. But then she was like, cholesterol, like just listing things. And I was like, you know, I was like, it's not even worth it trying to figure out all of this crap when it's like, I'm making eggs now that I want. I make meat that I like. Like, I make everything that I love in a plant-based form. So I was like, yeah, it's not even worth trying. I was like, you know what? Thinking of a fake scenario and still seeing how difficult it is. I was like, yeah, no, never mind. I was just talking kind of situation. I was like, it's over with. That little thought process was over very quickly. I was like, yeah, that doesn't even make any sense to sit there if I'm happy with the lifestyle that I'm living right now and decide, well, maybe let me just go ahead and make it more difficult for myself and just go back to the lifestyle that was making me sick. No. I'm really wanting to use all of this meat, but I don't know if it's going to fit in here. Well, I mean, it's only like scraping the sides. So let's see. It's only scraping the sides. Because really, I want to cook this all at one time. I don't want to have to keep doing this. And it's like ground beef. Like, it'll all get turned around and cooked anyway. Right? Can y'all see the pan? Let's see. I want y'all to see the process. We're going to put our peppers on here. So that's why this is going ahead right here, prepped and ready. And then we're going to come to the table, and I'm going to sit down, and we're going to cut the peppers, and we're going to talk some more. And then we'll get up, we'll make our cheese. And by then, it should be ready to be stuffed. Oh, we have to make our sour cream, too. We're going to make our sour cream. But yeah, see, like, that wasn't long at all. And it's like, and if you do want to buy your plant-based sour creams or whatever else that you need at the store, cheeses, I'm not knocking you for doing that, because like I said, everybody has their own time span and their time frame. You just don't need to eat it often. It's dangerous for you to eat it often because they are made from, like I said, nutritional yeast, and they use corn. You don't need to be consuming that all the time. Corn, all corn is GMO, 100% is GMO. GMOs make you inflamed. That's going to make you sick. But if you want to have Taco Tuesday and you really don't feel like making cheese and you don't have any sour cream at home and you really don't feel like making it, even though it's super easy for you to make sour cream at home, nobody is going to hone you and gum down your throat and be like, I'm the vegan police. I'm the plant-based police. You cannot eat this. Like, it's not that hard. You don't have to sit there and be like, well, I can't do it because I don't have enough time, so I'm not going to try it all. You sit there and poison yourself with the foods that you're eating because you want to go to McDonald's because it's quick, fast, easy solution. You want to go to Burger King, quick, fast, easy. Wendy's, all the other places. You can make this quick and easy for yourself too. There's days that I don't want to cook. I prep. There's days that I don't have anything prepped. I don't want to cook. I know there are plenty of local vegan plant-based spots that I can get food from. I don't eat all the time, but I'm not sitting here suffering during the process and struggling to sit here and find something to eat, or sitting here feeling like I failed because today I don't feel like cooking. It's okay. We're all human. Like, it's perfectly okay to not want to cook today. It's perfectly fine. Nobody is faulting you for being human. And nobody's faulting you also for anybody that's in here that's new for not knowing how to live a plant-based lifestyle or not understanding what food is doing. I mean, what the food that they are feeding you and telling you to eat is doing to you. What the additives and fillers are doing to your body. What meat and dairy are doing to your body. But now that we are aware that they're causing inflammation, they're causing all these issues with our weight fluctuation and causing issues with our high blood pressure, really any issue that we're having going on inside of our body, and we're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, it should be your mission to change your lifestyle, at least to support yourself and to adopt a lifestyle that is not going to make you ill to the point where you have to go back and forth to the doctor. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve it at all. No. Okay, I'm debating if I want to do this at the table, because if I do it at the table, I think I'm going to have to move. Let me see, because I don't think this is long enough. That's kind of depressing. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Because I think I might have to move this. And I don't want to. And I don't want to. Man, I thought it was going to be a rainy day. I was like, ooh, it's going to be a rainy Sunday. You know, we're going to get, you know, those vibes. I feel like a rainy Sunday is just like perfect for me. Just a little low vibe. Relaxation. I don't think it's gonna stay like that, y'all. I really don't. I don't think it's gonna stay like that. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just move all of our equipment over here and we'll see. We'll see. All we're doing is chopping over here. You know, we're not staying over here. So hopefully the ring light will just give the dog a bone and work with us. But let me see. It will be 4 years of me being plant-based in, what's this month? September. We're in September now. So October, literally 1 month away. And like, I did a live. I did my last live on like all the benefits that I have been able to gain from me going plant-based. Oh, I was like, where's the ground? Oh, where's the pepper? But what I want everybody here to understand is like, not only like, obviously I look better than what I did. And if you don't know my before transformation, it's literally pinned on my page. But the health that I've gained from going plant-based, like I was literally dealing with weight fluctuation, could not get under 190, was over 200 pounds, was starving myself doing diet culture constantly and consistently every single year, and then playing sports and all these different things. So I'm sitting there wondering, like, why in the world is this not working for me if everybody else is so happy with their journey and their healthy lifestyle that they push onto us, and that, you know, they're posting these little Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig commercials of all these people holding their clothes out and they've lost over 100 pounds. I'm doing what they're telling me to do and still I'm not losing weight. Once I swapped my lifestyle and I started to change, I realized that the reason why I was not losing weight was because additives and fillers, as well as the fact that like me believing that I had to have meat and dairy. I was doing Whole30. And if anybody in here does not know what Whole30 is, Whole30 is literally basing your whole diet that you're doing for 30 days on meat. No types of, I think you could have vegetables. I'm trying to think, not no fruit, but it was limited amount of fruit because they were trying to keep your sugar low. You wanted your sugar content as low as possible. So like you could only have like a handful of grapes. You could only have like 3 or 4 strawberries. But your main focus for every single meal that you were getting was meat. I did that twice. And yes, I lost weight because I'm not eating bread, I'm not eating dairy during that time. So I'm sitting here like, oh, I'm losing weight, like prom is coming kind of situation. And this was years ago, keep that in mind. And then I do that, keep in mind, I do it for 30 freaking days. After the 30 days, here I am sitting there and I'm like, well, I'm hungry. Let me go back to the life that I was living of me being able to eat things, because I haven't been able to eat it because I've been restricting it. And now I gained all the weight back, if not more. So it's like, it was shooting myself in my own foot by doing what I was doing. But that's what they were telling us to do diet culture. But now they're coming out with these studies for like keto and paleo, which are like really popular right now. Keto and paleo are causing high cholesterol and they're causing high blood pressure in people. And they're talking about how it, I think keto is the one where they're talking about it raises your blood sugar to an unhealthy level. And since the back and forth of all of the like calories and all the different things that they promote in the diet, because I don't know exactly, I've never done keto, but basically they talk about it does more harm than good, and it can lead you to having insulin resistance, which eventually, let's say you do keto for years, will lead you to having diabetes. But they're telling you to do keto, they're telling you to do paleo, they're telling you to do Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig, and these are the same programs, Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers, that does not tell you to look at the ingredients and flip it around. They still have poisonous and toxic ingredients. So it makes absolutely no sense. And so we have to change, and we have to understand how to support our body. And if you, hold on, let me unplug my iPad. Oh, and if you have not seen, let me see if I can find it. I was like, if you have not seen, for the people that are in here, you don't have to go to my page. Let me see if I can find the transformation. Because I don't know. Has everybody seen my transformation before and after? Have y'all seen it? And if not, do you want to see it? Before I even go looking for this, do you want to see my transformation? Because like, it's truly remarkable. Like looking at me right now, And it's like, I don't have the flattest stomach, but it's flat. It's flat. Like it's pretty good for what it used to be. Have you seen the before? Have you seen the before? And even you can tell in my face too. Like you can tell in my whole body how inflamed I was before, or even in the beginning. Because in the beginning, like I said, I've said this multiple times, I thought I was vegan. I was eating vegan products, and those still have inflammatory ingredients. And so as I started to change, I started to see the difference in the inflammation. So for anybody that's not been in, that has not seen my transformation, or if you have seen my transformation, drop down in the comment, just say I've seen it, or just say like, Let me see. Just drop a 1 in the comment if you've seen my transformation. And if you want to see the transformation, drop a comment, a question mark. I said drop a comment. Drop a question mark if you want to see it. And if you have seen it, drop a 1. So I know. Have y'all seen the transformation? So you've seen the transformation. Okay, thank you. Thank you. If you want to see it, drop a question mark and I'll pull up the picture because I have to scroll through here and find it. But I'm pretty sure it's not too far. Not too far down. Not too far down. But it's like, I haven't even, and lately, like, even though, like I said, my stomach is pretty flat, even though it's not like, oh, the healthiest abs out there, but my stomach has been pretty flat, and I have not done any ab workouts. So you haven't seen it? Okay, hold on, let me see. Let me find it. Let me find it. Ooh. You have not seen it. Okay, let me find a before picture. Let me just scroll up to the top. There gotta be one. Okay, here we go. I was at my best friend's wedding. This was in 2021. Keep that in mind. This is in 2021. The person who was not with me is not my best friend. She is a family member. Where can I find your transformation? It's pinned on my profile, or I'm literally about to show you right now if you just want to see a picture. This was me before. Let me turn off the ring light too so you can really full effect. This was me before. You see this girl? Beautiful. Still beautiful. But you see this girl? Inflamed. Inflamed. Same person. Different results. As I said, true story here. Tried, lived to tell you the tale. They are lying to you. They're lying to you. And it's mind-blowing how deep the lies go. They're lying to you. You don't need dairy. And funny enough, in that video, because if I have, let me see if I can find the one that's turned to the side. If I can find you the picture of me turned to the side, because there was a professional photographer there, and she caught me while I was playing cup pong at the outside little activities that they had while we were waiting for the bride and groom to finish talking to everybody and then get ready to go with their cars. And okay, I don't think I have it on here, but the side view off guard too, because this was the side view, you know, me knowing that I'm taking a picture, so I posed up really quickly even though it was still a little off guard. The side view after I had eaten, because I didn't have meat because I had stopped eating meat at this point by this time, but I did eat macaroni and cheese while I was there because I really wanted some mac and cheese. And I was like, well, I'm still eating dairy anyway, you know, kind of situation. And I really wish I could find it, but I don't see it. My stomach was so bloated. It was so bloated. And like, now that I know, it probably had eggs in the pasta, because majority of these pastas are made from eggs. And then on top of that, I found this funny picture from my niece. Hold on, I gotta send it back to her. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked, but that's funny. I knew I would forget about it if I didn't send it to her right now. Let me see. Oh, if I can find it. I know I have it saved. It's just a matter of where do I have it saved. Okay, this. These are all recent. That's not even that bad. I cannot find. Okay, I give it like 3 more scrolls, and I'm gonna say it's not gonna be found. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Is it in this video? Let me see. Y'all can just see. I stopped eating meat in 2023. Stopped eating dairy in 2024. Look at you. See, and do you feel better? You can just tell in my face. Like, literally, you can just tell in my face. You can just see it in my face how bloated I was. That's not the video that I was looking for. But like I said, I gave it 3 more scrolls. Didn't find it. We're going to move on. Okay, we're going to go chop our peppers now. But you see the transformation. Just right then and there, you see that. You feel 100% better. And that was me. Once I got off of meat, it was kind of like, okay, I'm feeling better. Really had to sit there and like contemplate what I was doing. And then that's when I said I was vegan. So then I started to learn about additives and fillers and reading my labels. And within that like 3-month span of no meat, reading labels, and no longer consuming all those additives and fillers, and obviously releasing eggs, because a lot of products have eggs in them. And then eventually Oh, I was like, what's ringing? And then eventually getting off of dairy, because it took a little second, but getting off of dairy, 100% better. 100% better. Skin clear. I'm no longer sitting here anxious. Oh, I knew it wasn't going to work. Okay, y'all, let me put it over here and then let me just gently caress it to the ground. But I was sitting there at first, additives and fillers like crazy, dairy like crazy, and wondering why I'm so anxious. I'm like, why in the world am I anxious? I shouldn't be anxious. Like, nobody in my family has panic attacks. Nobody in my family is sitting here in and out of depression episodes. Like, what is going on? And then I realized it's because my body was in fight or flight mode for so long. It was getting no nutrition. Let me stir this up really quickly, y'all. And like I said, I like my meat to be charred. So if you're looking at it and you're like, girl, and meat's turn a little black, like it literally needs to turn as dark as you do your ground beef. Like that's how I cook mine. It needs to be as dark as you do your ground beef. And so we're gonna be chopping our peppers. Let me move this a little bit so you can see. Do it very gently so this cord doesn't come out. But it's all about knowing. If you know what is causing an issue, getting to the root cause is the key. If you know what's going on, you know how to support your body, you know how to help your body to get away from what was going on originally, then it's like there's nothing that can stop you. But you have to get to the root cause first. And that was my whole thing, was when I first started to develop healthier habits, even before I went plant-based, was learning what in the world is going on and what is causing it. And I was sitting there praying to the Most High, asking him, why in the world am I sitting here suffering, but I'm doing everything else that they're telling me to do like everybody else is doing, but they're seeing results and I'm not. I'm sitting there asking him, why in the world am I anxious? Why do I feel like every single time I lose weight, I gain more? And then as I asked, I got an answer. And it was like, because your habits are unstable. You go from 1 minute you're on diet culture and you're following this and you're calorie restricting, you're calorie counting. And then the next minute, here you are going back to the way that you ate before. And I don't even like how this yellow one looks. That's so depressing. Let me see. I don't know. I don't like how it looks. I don't think I'm going to eat it. I don't like how it feels either. But yeah, it's like, I didn't understand how unstable my habits were. I should have put this little guy. Yeah, I should have put this little guy in the blend. Do I want to chop this up? It's so tiny. I'm going to chop this up and put it in the blend. And once I realized that, well, once he spoke to me and I realized, and I was like, yeah, my habits are very unstable. You're right. Like, kind of situation. And I was like, I didn't even realize that. And think about the fact that as you do more studies and I did more research, fight or flight mode is the same thing as you having everyday internal and external stress. It's literally sitting there, put your body into stress. And so think about, for me, for instance, I was sitting there having knee pain in 5th grade. How many years was my body in distress? How many years was my body suffering and I didn't realize because I never got to the root cause? Or I didn't understand the fact that like additives and fillers are so heavily used in children's snacks. And so I'm being told that I need to eat a snack because I'm doing workouts. I need to eat a snack because I have volleyball practice or whatever else. And I'm telling them I'm hungry all day. And so they're feeding me these snacks all day. And it's not because I'm actually hungry. It's because my body's not getting nutrients from the food that I'm filling my body with instead of fueling my body with. And so my body is sitting there having the symptoms of being hungry all day because it's like, girl, you haven't been nutritional. You haven't gotten any nutritional value in days. And so it's like, once you realize that like for years on end, you could possibly have been putting your body in fight or flight mode. And because you do the same thing, you eat the same way that all of your family members that have diabetes and high blood pressure and everything else going on, the same way that they eat, you eat that way too. And it's not separate. It's not a coincidence that everybody in your family is developing the same issues and you say that it runs in your family. It does not run in your family. What runs in your family are the terrible habits that you guys have, and you pass them down to each other because they have kids, such and such has kids, and everybody sits there and eats meat. Such and such has kids, and their whole entire family eats all the dairy products that they possibly can have. And it's like nobody gets to the root cause of why in the world everybody in your family has high blood pressure. Why in the world everybody in your family has diabetes. And they sit there and tell you, well, it's because you're eating too much sugar. But you do realize that there's natural sugar that does not lead you to diabetes. you don't get told about the fact that when you're sitting there eating natural fruits from natural sugars, for example, or even if you're getting cane sugar, or excuse me, if you're using agave or honey, you could still lead yourself to having diabetes if you're not balancing correctly. And how you balance yourself so that you support your body while you're still consuming sugar, you should not be eating processed sugar. So don't try to apply this to processed sugars. I'm talking about natural sugar. You need to be balancing it with a correct amount of fiber and natural fiber, not the fiber that they throw at you with these fiber one bars and the fiber that they add into your food. I'm talking about real natural fiber from fruits and vegetables. You combine that with your sugar and you won't have insulin resistance. You won't have diabetic symptoms, or you won't sit there and develop diabetes and have to be put on insulin because you are literally insulin resistant. And that's how these people that are sitting out here telling you that I never took insulin and I got diagnosed with diabetes, that's the reason why. Because they learned that fact of they never teach you to get natural fiber and combine that with the sugar that you're consuming. So that's your glycemic, I was about to say glycolic, but your what is it called? Your blood sugar. I'm just gonna say your blood sugar. So your blood sugar is not high when you eat the foods that you think that you really are craving, but your body's really just craving nutrients, and so it tells you, hey, I need sugar. That's the reason why when you're getting done with the meal and you sit there and you're like, man, I'm just craving something sweet. I can't figure out why. Hold on, y'all. It's telling me to verify. But you're sitting there like, I can't figure out why I keep craving something sweet. Thanks to the follow. The reason why you're sitting there craving something sweet and you can't figure out why every time you eat you need something sweet is because that's your body telling you, hey, I need a balance because your sugar intake is high. And then on top of that, when your body's sugar intake is high, I'm just going to tell you this, that's the dopamine response telling you you're craving more sugar. Instead of your body actually, or instead of you knowing that your body is actually needing more nutrients, which looks like the form of fiber. It needs to be combined with both. You're eating these nutrient dense meals and then going and adding sugar on top of that, inflammatory processed sugar, heavily processed sugar. You're only leading yourself to having diabetes, and you're not understanding why everybody in your family has diabetes. It doesn't run in your family. It's because everybody in your family does not understand the connection between your body's responses and the foods that you need to eat. When you're sitting there craving something like sugar, why are you not going and getting something that has, yes, it can be delicious and sweet, but why does it not have other factors? Why do you have to just sit there and go and get cake with dairy and all this different processed sugar in it? Why can't you sit here and get you, for example, a dry date, sweet figs or something, mix it with some peanut butter, some crackers, boom, you just have a whole little meal right there that's going to support you thanks to the gifts, and then it's also going to allow you to be healthy. Like, you're going to be able to enjoy the sweet craving but also be healthy. I still eat sweets. I make my own ice cream. I literally have a piece of cake for my birthday, which was over a month ago. It's in the freezer. It's over a month ago. I ate cake for my birthday. But I didn't go to Publix and go get their crappy little dairy-filled cake. I found a local vegan spot that sadly closed in my area. They still do a little a ghost kitchen. I found them and asked them to make my thing. They don't make it with inflammatory sugar. They don't make it with crappy ingredients that are going to make me sick. But rather, it's something that I can enjoy, and I put it in the freezer so I'm not sitting there over consuming sugar constantly. Because I could have sat there and ate the whole cake. But then, guess what? Just like everybody else does, you sit there and overconsume, and then you feel bad. But I can't even overconsume that cake. It's too rich because it's made from natural ingredients. That's one thing that you will learn very quickly if you start to change your lifestyle, is the fact that you're not going to be eating all the time like you do now. You're not going to be hungry all the time like you do. You're not going to be able to eat large portions like you do. Some days I eat more than others. Some days I'm sitting there hungry and I'm like, man, I've been hungry I haven't eaten all day, for example, because that's my go-to of I intermittent fast every single day. I'll realize I haven't eaten today, decide that I want to eat something. If I'm out to eat, especially if I've been planning to go out to eat, they give you large portions. They do that. We're in America. They give us large portions everywhere. If we don't get a large portion, we're not going to be full in our minds. But I'll get this whole thing because I did this after a cleanse. I got this whole thing. I think it was a burger, some side of like broccoli and cheese, and then I think I was getting a dessert. I finished not even a whole half of the burger thinking that I was really going. I was in there like, I'm about to tear this up. I'm hyping it up. I ate the broccoli and cheese. I ate a half of one half of the burger. And I'm sitting there like, bro, I don't even think I can eat the dessert. The days that I'm super, super hungry and I haven't been cleansing, my stomach hasn't been reset, and I've been eating constantly, I can eat the whole plate, but I'm still going to be full. I can't eat the dessert. I can't do both now. I can't do both. I used to be able to overstuff myself like that and eat both. But if I'm going to eat a whole plate meal of plant-based food, which I usually can't even do on a regular basis, but sometimes I'm more hungry than others because I cycle sync. I know when I'm going to be hungrier. Literally, I'll eat that burger and that broccoli and cheese, and I won't be able to eat anything else. If I do, that's to the territory of that's just straight gluttony, and I know that is, and so I don't do that to myself. Thanks to the follow. But it's the matter of the fact that like I'm self-conscious and I'm aware of those things because used to be I wasn't. I can't sit here and act like I was. I was never conscious of how much I was eating unless I was making myself feel bad beforehand. Like, and let's really be honest. How many of y'all are the same way? Like, I can guarantee there's somebody else in here. You are never consciously aware of you over-consuming and overeating until you are at the point where you're being negative to yourself. And that's how I was. I wouldn't realize it until it was like too deep in. And then I'm sitting there after I've eaten all the junk and I'm like, wow, you ate too much. Now I'm sitting here talking bad about myself. Now I'm sitting here making myself feel bad for being hungry, but not realizing the fact that it's like the reason why you're feeling bad and the reason why you're sitting here over consuming and not aware of the fact that you're over consuming is because you're not eating any calorie rich foods, any nutritional rich foods. You're not getting the healthy fats, the right appropriate amount of sodium, the right appropriate amount of proteins in there. You're not getting the proper amount of iron in there. You're not absorbing anything in a nutritional sense. You're just sitting there filling your stomach. And so we have to understand, especially if you are somebody that talks to yourself all types of crazy because you think that you're fat or you think that you're unhealthy and you're not worthy of health because of the actions that you take towards yourself when it comes to food, you haven't been taught. And it's not something that you need to sit there and jump down your own throat about. Become aware of what you're doing consciously, which that means get in control of your mind. And then once you become consciously aware of what you've been doing and how it's been harming you and getting to the root cause of what has been causing everything that's going on inside of your body, first of all, the negative thoughts will go away because you'll realize that the fact that it was not you. It's the things that you were taught and programmed to do. And then you'll also realize that you deserve better. And since you deserve better, now you're going to take the actions that allow you to eat better, consume better, use better products, take care of your body like you should be because you only get one. This vessel that you are in currently, right now, this body is a healing vessel. It has every single mechanism that it needs for it to be able to heal any system, any issue that you have going on in all of your functions. But you're blocking it all because of the food that you were eating, because you think that filling your stomach is priority over finding out what is going on inside of your body, getting to the cause that is stemming from the foods that you were eating and changing. So many people are so caught up on I have to eat this much and I have to do this because I need this protein because I'm a bodybuilder, or I eat this because I don't have enough time and I go out to eat because of this and X, Y, and Z. You're focused on the wrong issues. You're focused on the excuses that you have currently right now based on the reality that you are in, that you are unhappy in. You are unhappy in the reality that you were in when it comes to the way you're consuming. And so instead of you realizing that I need to get to the root cause so I can make changes and support myself in making changes, you keep making excuses, which you keep doing the same thing, which is going to keep you going down the same pattern. It's the literal definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing, but expecting a different result. That's insanity. It's not possible. It's not possible at all. That's not how the laws and the ways of this earth that the Most High designed work. It's not. When you have an action or lack thereof of change of action, there's always a consequence, whether it's good or bad. It's the matter of the fact of what are you choosing? Do you want the good result or do you want the bad one? I don't know how many of these I'm going to stuff, y'all. I'm just kind of cutting and going. Cutting and going. Cutting and going. Okay, let's see. These seeds are going everywhere though. Usually I try to keep some seeds and put it in the mix. But since we used whole bell peppers in there, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to use the seeds. I don't know how many I'm going to stuff. I don't want to not cut enough and then have to come back. But we have a lot of meat. I don't know if I'm going to use all the meat for this necessarily. We might do a little tacos this week sometime at one point. And so I could use some of that meat for tacos. But far as these stuffed peppers go, I think I'm going to leave a few just in case we get any other ideas that we need peppers for. Because this was 2 containers of peppers from BJ's. I don't know how many was in each container, but it was a hefty amount for one. And I was like, well, I probably will need 2 since I usually get the big ones and stuff the big ones. Get out. Go sit down. I don't think you can have these seeds. I really don't know if dogs can have peppers or seeds from peppers. So I don't want her to eat it. And I forgot to close the gate. So if y'all are wondering what I'm yelling at my dog. But hello to everybody that is dropping by, that is coming in. Hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist. Today we are cooking stuffed peppers, and I'm showing you how to make it all from scratch and how easy it can be. I'm obviously taking longer than it would be if you were just focusing in and doing it. I'm talking in between, just taking my time, explaining stuff. It's a Q&A, so if you have any questions, drop your questions down. And if you've missed any of this live and you want to start from the beginning, all of my lives will be posted on YouTube. They are posted on YouTube. Go check those out if you haven't already. I'm going to place these on the parchment paper and move them out of the way. Let me go ahead and turn this around. Oop, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, let me put these on the parchment. Ooh, this meat smells so good. Dang, bro. I swear I'm gonna break this. I'm trying not to. I cracked it open. Okay, it pops back. I was like, oh my goodness. I spoke it into existence. Okay. Okay, y'all. Okay, it's good. It's good. We're gonna put it on the parchment paper. Y'all can see the meat. If you weren't in here before, this is the meat. See how it's getting dark? Okay, that sat there a little bit too long, but it's fine. Like I said, I'm not mad at a little bit of crispy burnt pieces because I like mine all to be dark. I don't want soft pieces. Ooh, that steam. Okay. You see how it's getting dark, like you would do your ground beef? Like it to be dark. If you don't like the little charred pieces, then don't cook it as long as I do. You stir it. But I let mine sit here long enough so that it does have these pieces because that's how I like mine. That's what I prefer. But if you don't like that, then you don't have to do that. Nobody's forcing you. It's all about your taste and what you like to do for yourself. Because there's days where I don't want, the extra char. Sometimes I just want the little, I don't know. I like mine crispy. But sometimes, you just don't want that extra char. You just want that little bit of crisp and it's good. But, I want this to be charred. And it's going to go in the oven. So it's going to be extra charred. But it's also going to be mixed with cheese. And so what I try to avoid is the cheese making it soggy. And so it's going to rehydrate it once it gets mixed with the cheese. So we don't have to worry about it being dry necessarily. But we're also putting oil in the pan so it won't dry itself out. Okay, we're done stirring that up. We're going to let it sit for a minute. And it's only it's less than medium heat. So it's definitely slow cooking it. It's not going too crazy. Does anybody have any questions about being plant-based while you're in here right now? Because this is the perfect time for you to ask. I'm on live. So if you have any questions about being plant-based, developing a healthier lifestyle, plant-based cooking, products, this is the time for you to ask. And if you have any questions that you don't feel like asking on live or that you're not comfortable asking in front of others, my DMs are always open. And if you ask any questions that I have a product or service that I would recommend for you, I'm going to send that to you. I said this on, I think, a couple of lives ago, and I'm going to say it again because people act very confused when I send them a link, because it's like I give you so much free content already. There's absolutely no reason for you to think that everything that I'm going to give you, I'm going to walk you step by step through this without having something for you to be like, hey, you can dive deeper and learn how. Just tap into this or that. Instead, you're like, I thought it was gonna be free because I've had plenty of people that I had one lady had tried to act real confused, and I was like, I don't know why you're acting like it was free. I told you it was a cookbook, but plenty of people try to act confused. So I always preference this if you're on my live to let you know that like everything ain't gonna be free. I give you all this free content. Everything that I give you, literally, I got from me educating myself, from books, from the internet, all this different free content that you have access to as well, and you do nothing with it. You don't do any research, or you don't know how to. And so I do it for you. And so if you want that for yourself and you don't want to have to go get it and educate yourself like I did, what I've been doing for years, you're going to have to pay for it. Like, I make it cute. I put it in a good form for you to be able to have for the rest of your life. I'm not going to sit here and do all this work for free. I do enough for free because I want everybody to have enough information for them to get started on their own, to be able to educate and do it on their own. But if you are at the space where you don't have time or you don't know where to start and you want to know how I've done this, then yeah, you're going to tap in and you're going to pay for it. But all the content that I post here on my TikTok or my YouTube is free. My Instagram is free. My Facebook is free. And I'm not sitting here gatekeeping. I let you know if you ask me a question, I answer. So it's like, what else do you want from me? like I'm a person. What else do you want from me? Like, that's just genuine question. Like, what else could you possibly want? You want the shirt off my back too? No. Like, you cannot have it. Like I don't know how else to help you out. There's plenty of free stuff. You don't do anything with it. But if you pay for it, I can guarantee you'll probably do something with it though. Because nobody likes to waste their money. Y'all waste thousands of dollars a year on fast food that is poisoning you. But somebody tells you, hey, buy an $11 book that shows you how you're supposed to be able to purge ingredients from your life that are toxic and telling you what's going on with them, and then gives you alternatives. And you're looking at me like I'm telling you to spend $20K on an ebook. It's $11. Like the cookbook, $25. You can get with Klarna Affirm Afterpay. There's absolutely no reason for you to be struggling or confused. No reason. But instead, you're confused when I tell you that you have to pay for something. There's plenty of free. You don't use the free. So what are we going to do about that? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like, I hate throwing those tops away. That just really hurt my soul. But I don't think she can eat peppers. I would give it to my dog, but I really don't think they can eat peppers. Like, I don't, not even the spicy ones. I mean, the non-spicy ones. I don't think she can eat them. And I would use them. But I don't have anything to use them for. I already have extra peppers. I think they were looking good. Did y'all see them on the thing? Look at them. Look at them. All spaced out, looking cute. All spaced out, looking extra cute. And then this is our little mixture. Let me turn it down. This is my dog's food, by the way. A little leftover. She doesn't have a lot left over, but she has a little bit. That's her little food. You can tell. Oh, I just flung it everywhere. Goodness gracious. It's getting darker. It's getting real dark. Let me show y'all a close-up. I don't want to drop it. Y'all see that steaming? Look at it. Do I use cream of mushroom? I have not made cream of mushroom myself. I have not seen any vegan. I know all the other ones obviously have dairy cream. So I have not made it, but I've looked up recipes because I really want to make, I want my mom to make me chicken and dumplings because she used to make that every time I got cold when I was younger, and I really want chicken and dumplings, and it's been 2 years of me asking her and not getting the ingredients. So I will be figuring out how to make cream of mushroom. I've looked it up. It's been a while. It's been some nights. But I will be making me some cream of mushroom so she can make me some chicken and dumplings very, very soon. So this is going to be cold. Like, I want it to be like, even though it didn't get cold in October like it usually did last year, October 31st is usually like the first coldest day that we have. So like by December, I want to have chicken and dumplings at least. I feel like November is what I'm leaning towards, but we'll see. Because I've been craving some chicken and dumplings. I can't even lie to you. And obviously it's not going to be real chicken. It's not going to be real chicken. I said that I probably will I think I'm going to make it with, what is, not enoki mushrooms. What's the other one? Not enoki mushrooms. It'll either be probably lion's mane, because I don't think enoki mushrooms will do right. It'll either be lion's mane or oyster. I feel like that's what I'll be doing. I've been looking on how to make my own cream of mushroom. Yeah, from what I remember, I don't think it's hard. I think you just need like a cream base, which you can use like coconut milk creams itself when it gets too cold. So you could just freeze some coconut milk. or put it in the refrigerator and it'll cream itself. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen. I feel like coconut milk's the only thing that's coming to my mind, so that might be the only thing that I can think of. Because do you need vegetable oil for that, or is that just the recipe for it? That might just be the recipe for chicken and dumplings, because I know I was looking both of them up at the same time, so I don't remember everything. But but I do know that it was a pretty fire. Okay, so we chopped those. What was the next step that we said we were gonna do? We chopped the mushrooms. Did I say cheese next, or did I say sour cream next? I guess we could do the sour cream, so that way the sour cream can be sitting in the refrigerator, freezing or cooling itself. Yeah, that sounds good. I think I have all the ingredients out. It's just lemon juice. I need the coconut milk. I think salt. And maybe apple cider vinegar. I can't remember exactly if it's apple cider vinegar or something else. I think it's apple cider vinegar though. I think. And then we're going to make some lemonade, y'all. Super easy to make lemonade. I get this from Costco. If you are a person where you're like, I can't juice, I don't have enough time, juicing is too much work, this is 100% pure lemon juice. Organic lemon juice. Lemonade right here. All you got to do is a little bit of this. Like, you don't even have to put that much, and I'm going to show you. A little bit of this. Agave. You don't need no sugar. You don't need no processed sugar. That's your business if you want to put it in there, but I'm telling you, you don't need it. Get you some agave. Get you some honey. Either which one. Mix both. You don't need no cane sugar. You don't need no... Don't use any processed brown or white sugar. Don't even do that. Don't do that. No, don't even do that. But you don't even need cane sugar in this situation. You don't need monk fruit sugar. Just get you some agave. It's already syruped. Just make it as simple as easy as possible for you. I literally can make this lemonade just like randomly just wanting to. I use lemons and agave. So I said for the people that are like, I don't feel like juicing or I don't have enough time, literally get this. I go to Costco. And for the people that are like, I don't have a Costco membership, that's expensive. You're being cheap. Like, you're being cheap. First of all, you're literally getting your bang for your buck because you are getting more products for it maybe a couple more dollars, if not the same price that you would pay for one product. And it's probably like, for instance, if it's a 18-ounce bag at Kroger or Publix or wherever else you're shopping, you're going to get a 16-ounce bag. Like, you're not getting your money's worth. And because I was talking to somebody about me having a Costco membership, and they were like, oh, you got money. No. Like, if you really have something, because you're basically investing in you going to them. If you have enough money, and it's only $120, I think, if you have enough money to spare, you have that $120 to spare, spend the $120, get you the executive card, and only shop for these products that you know that Costco has at Costco. I just recently got one close to me. Now, if it's not close to you, I wouldn't recommend it. I did it for a year when it wasn't close to me. It was a lot of traveling back and forth between going 30 minutes into the city or 30 minutes out to the opposite side of the bougie end of the of where I live at. And so that was a lot of traveling. But if they're close to you, that $120, $125, whatever it is, you'll make it back, because when you get the executive card, you get paid back. So every $200 plus you spend, you start racking up points. If you do that for 6 months plus, by the end of the 6 months, you should be getting at least $60 back, at least. And then by the end of the second 6 months, which will be 12 months, which will be the whole year, you'll make that $120, $125 back. So it's like you're just investing in you going to their store. Like, if you really think about it that way, and then not only do you get that money back, but you also get discounts on, which this is not like, I'm not sponsored or anything by Costco. I'm just giving you the tips for you to be like, well, how do you get all this produce and all this different stuff? I shop at Costco because I'm investing in Costco for that little itty time. Thanks for the follow. And then you also get discounts on flights, hotels, international travels, like what are those resorts and stuff? They give you a discount for those. So it's like, it's worth you having one. And like I said, all you have to do is shop at Costco. Like, it's literally, it's not that difficult. If Costco is near you and you don't have one, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you go to Kroger and you spend like what, $6-7 on a bag of apples, and you get 5 apples in there, maybe 4, something like that, 5 or 4. You go to Costco, I think I spent I think I spent $4 or $5 on the bag of apples and I got 10. Yeah, it was like $4.38 or something like that. I got 10 apples in the bag. 10 whole apples. You go to Kroger or Publix or wherever, you spend that or more and you only get about 5. Like, y'all are sleeping you're sleeping and you're wasting your money. You're wasting your money. But yeah, that's just a little tidbit for me. That's just a little rant for me. Because these are the type of things that I teach you on the program. If you work with me and you come work with me in my 6 or my 12-week program, these are the things that I teach you, because people like to think that you eating plant-based is going to be expensive. No, it's the matter of getting out of the mindset of thinking that healthy is expensive and realizing eating real whole foods doesn't have to be expensive if you know how to eat correctly. If you know how to actually give yourself the bang for your buck when it comes to the foods that you're consuming, as well as understanding that you can't sit here and go out and buy all these processed snacks and think you're still going to be healthy and save money. Because I can go and buy me, like, where are they at? They're right here. I just started trying these. I tried there's sweet thins. There's a thin mint one, and then there's these. These taste just like graham crackers. Got these at Costco. The thin mint ones taste just like Thin Mints without the chocolate coating, basically. Like, they're still made from chocolate, but without the chocolate coating of like Girl Scout cookies, if that makes sense. So they're still like cracker based. Super good. Super good. Okay, so y'all they're super good. That's something simple. This, like, I can still go out. I don't have to go and get, what is it, honey grams, graham crackers, and all those different things that have those toxic additives and fillers in them. You can go and get simple meals. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's just a matter of knowing what brands aren't trying to kill you. Like, the brands that actually are going to give you quality ingredients. So I said lemon juice. I have to look. It's lemon juice. I have that. We got to get the coconut milk. I'm going to stop using this coconut milk, so I'm not going to show you this coconut milk because I recently was rereading the ingredients, and I think that they added this in here. I don't think it was in there when I first started buying this, but it has guar gum in it. Sorry, y'all, I need to blow my nose, and I don't have any tissues in here. These seasonings got my nose running. But it has guar gum in it, and if you don't know anything about gums, we don't consume gums. Gums throw off your gut balance. They harm your gut balance, and if we're trying to be healthy, we're not going to also harm our gut just because we want a healthier alternative for milk. There are plenty of easy ways for you to make milk. That was just a way for me to be able to have milk and to do it the easy, simple way. And when I was lazy and don't want to make milk because I hate using a cheesecloth. But I'm going to look up more milks. There's one, it's called Milk. I think that's what it's called. It's called Milk. And they have it at Sprouts. My niece was telling me about it because I found out about the guar gum in this milk and it made me mad. And she was like, yeah, just go get Milk. And I was like, what's Milk? And I had never been to Sprouts. And then when I went to Sprouts, I forgot to grab it to try it. Yeah, and so I haven't tried it yet. But she was saying that Milk was good and it has good ingredients. And because I was devastated by this coconut milk having terrible ingredients. So I'm going to try Milk. And I'm going to tell you if I like it. Okay, yeah, so it is vinegar. Vinegar, lemon juice, and a pinch of salt. So I don't know how much we need to do. We're going to test this out, y'all. I need a bowl. But yeah, I have not tried Milk. But that is a healthy alternative for you to be able to. I don't like Milk. Is it because it's not sweet? Because I was one of those people that, like, I would literally tear up a whole gallon of 2% milk. Like, I literally was obsessed with milk beforehand. Okay, so yeah, it's not sweet then if it has 2 ingredients. And a lot of people like that, like, sweet or thicker texture. I don't know what the texture is. There are plenty of milks, which the thickeners are gums. Like, you just have to realize that, because I know there's people that actually like thick milk, and I don't like thick milk. If you like thicker milk, you're going to have to make it at home. Because the way that these companies make milk thick is they add gums. And the same thing with them sweetening the milk. They will say that, they sweeten it with vanilla, but they don't tell you that they don't use actual pure vanilla extract. They use the vanilla that derives from beaver's bottoms. If you don't know, the non-pure vanilla extract, they get it from the gland that comes from beaver's behinds. And so that's that they're putting inside of your all-natural vanilla, because it's not actual pure organic vanilla. It comes from beaver's bottoms. They secure it's a sweat gland that's in their butt. And that's where they get it from. Like, and so that's why it's just like, it's insane. Why do they do that? It's insane that they do these things to us and we're unaware. Like it's not going to be creamy without the fillers. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's not going to be creamy and thick without those gums from companies. But if you want it to be creamy and thick, you have to make it at home. And for instance, like I said, if you can get coconut milk, just 100% coconut milk, pure coconut milk, that's the best way for you to thicken anything. So they do it so dirty. They do it so dirty. That's the best way for you to thicken anything because coconut milk is so thick. And you're going to see from this, because it's been in the freezer for a little minute, it might not be thick enough, so it might have to go, the mixture might have to go, thanks for the gift. But y'all gotta understand that it's like, I've been doing research since we were locked in the house in 2020. In 2020, when everybody else was freaking out and panicking because they couldn't do anything and they were so bored, I was entertaining myself. Goodness, y'all, I gotta blow my nose. I'm so sorry. That was disgusting. Okay, there's a tissue in there. Let me finish this. But I was literally sitting in there, entertaining myself. By doing this research and learning what they were doing to our food. Like, TikTok was so informational back then, and now you don't get that much information. You get sprinkles of information, but that was before, you know, they really started doing what they do now with TikTok. And so it sparked so many different questions. And so since I had all those questions and I did not want to just sit here and, you know, just not act on them, I started to do my own research and going into these companies and and understanding what they had going on. And sure enough, I got all the answers that I was looking for. I became obsessed with planting and gardening in 2020. I have a greenhouse that I just got. I had one before, but it was one of those like tent type ones that you can get from Amazon that are like $100, like 110, 120, something like that. Weren't that expensive. And it sadly blew away because I live in a, like, we get tornado seasons. So it blew away during tornado season. I thought the winter was gonna tear it up and it was gonna be bad, but the tornado season's what got it. It blew it away and it was gone. And so through that time, I had nothing. So sadly, all of my plants, except for like 2 of them, have died. But I have a new greenhouse, so we're going to start that again. I have an avocado plant that I need to post a video for on my other channel. On my other page. I said my channel like I'm on YouTube. I have a gaming page, and that one has the video, which I think I saved it, so I might post it on here instead of on there. But I have a video of my little avocado tree when I first started it, and it's been 3 years now, so it's gotten some growth. It's getting a little thick, and now I have a little buddy growing because I had 2 at the time that I started around the same time, and that one has been resilient. It has thrived. The other one, I've had at least 5 or 6 replacements of the one that was next to it that was supposed to be its buddy. Those weren't thriving and surviving like that one. I don't know if they were a different seed or what. So we're trying this new one. I have a little baby in there that is obviously resilient because it got forgotten about for a little minute, and its little stem is sticking like that and it's still strong even though I forgot about it, and its paper towel is basically dry while it was, you know, sprouting. So I think it might be resilient too, because if you don't know anything about avocados or plants in general, they like to be companions with each other. Like, avocados like to be next to other avocados. They're not one of the ones where you have to pair them with another plant. They like to be next to their buddies of avocados. Let me go get a tissue really quickly. Like, their companion plant is themselves. They love other avocados. That's so cute. Okay, I turned the ground beef off for anybody that was wondering. Let me wash my hands because I blew my nose. Let me wash my hands. And I don't have another like pump bottle, so I've been using spray for my hand soap because my parents just will wash their hands with the dish soap. And so I try to teach them. But they don't listen to me. So we got a little spray for our soap until I get a pump. And so if you're wondering, like, all of the foods that are not good for you, if you see them in the background, just know they're not mine. I live with other people that eat anything. Just FYI, I want to preference that if you ever see anything, like for instance, this crap behind me, you see that. Minus the Ziploc bags, because I still, even though I try to stay away from plastic, Ziploc bags are just so hard to get away from. And there are different other bags. I think I forgot what they're called. But I have not invested in them. In either which way, I think they're still made from plastic, just less toxic plastic. So it's like, we're getting our fixings regardless of plastic. I try to just, expel them or release them as much as I can. Because you can release microplastics. It's a struggle. Yeah, exactly. Like it's not a struggle for me far as like being able to cook my food or live my lifestyle. But the problem is that I'm trying to help them understand what the heck they're putting in their body. And then they come to me and they're like, you know what I mean? Like, I look at this and I'm like, because they're sitting there complaining. You'll complain and you'll be like, oh, my back is hurting. Oh, this is hurting. This is going on. And I'm like, you know why? Because you eat this, because you ate that, because you ate this. Go sit. Go sit. I didn't call you. Go sit. I just want to blow my nose. Here comes my dog. I'm telling you. It's like, as soon as she sees your presence, she's like, you had to have talked to me, right? You were summoning me. I thought we had more apple cider vinegar than this. I thought we did, but I'm looking around this space and I'm not seeing any. And I would have been very sad if we didn't even have this, because I don't know if I can use just like regular vinegar. So hopefully this is enough. Go sit down, Nala. Sit. I don't know what my dog did to her leg, but she is limping. I really don't know what she did though. And like I wonder if she like slept on it wrong. Can dogs do that where they sleep on something wrong? Because I'm like, I'll probably give her some turmeric. I think I need to just give her some turmeric and a snack. What time is it? Yeah, it's about to be 2 o'clock. I'll give her some turmeric and a snack and see if that'll help. Because I noticed that she was limping yesterday, but I was like, maybe she's just walking funny, because she does that sometimes and then she'll just like correct it. But she's been limping. She's been limping now, so. All right, y'all, we put these ingredients in here. Let's stir it up and see. It's definitely not thick enough, so we're going to have to either put it in I don't think it's going to fit in the freezer, so we're going to put it in the fridge. I might have put too much apple cider vinegar. We might have to put some more coconut milk. Because like I said, we're not eating this until later. How do I give her turmeric? Depending on what time of day it is, if it's with her food, then I'll just put it in her food. Because she eats, like, we give her quinoa, broccoli, sometimes some fruits mixed in there. I make basically like a big stew of soup of different types of proteins and stuff. So I throw all of that in there, like beans, carrots, mushrooms, all of that. I just put it in a big pot and let it boil for some hours, and that's her food for like probably a couple of weeks or a month, depending on how much I make. Okay, we get look how thick. Look how thick. That ain't even the thickest it's gonna get. But yeah, I'll mix all that in, and then as I make her food for the day, I'll just mix in some turmeric. She has some hemp seed oil. She has another one that I haven't tried yet. I think I did it once and I keep forgetting. There's a powder that is made of a 7 mushroom blend that I want to try for her, because she's a poodle. They are prone to joint issues. So I'm trying to help prevent that from developing itself. Or if I didn't do it throughout the day and I notice that she's limping or anything that's going on, because she's so extra. My dog is so extra. I will put it in her snack. And you just have to figure out what your dog loves. For instance, she loves peanut butter, she loves bananas. So if I know, for instance, she doesn't like eating pumpkin, and pumpkin is a good source of water and protein, and it flushes you. So if she eats something off the ground that I know she had no business eating, and she seems like she's getting sick, or she had like a infection going on last couple of weeks, we have been giving her pumpkin since then. It has flushed out, and how I could tell was her face hair was so dark, and we live in an allergy prone state, so they always say it's just allergies. Your dog has allergies. But allergies only stem and get worse if you have inflammation. So she obviously was inflamed. So what I was doing was mixing peanut butter with her pumpkin because she doesn't like to eat it by itself. And we flushed her for a couple of days with just pumpkin when she got used to the pumpkin taste again because she doesn't like it. But I eventually worked her down to no peanut butter, only pumpkin in it. And then if I, for instance, like today, I'll mix in some bananas, some turmeric, and put a little bit of peanut butter in there. She won't. I was like, she won't even. She's worried about the food. If anything has a banana in it, though, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Everything will get devoured. If there's banana in the play, that girl loves bananas. My old dog, she used to love apples. So, like, apples were her go-to. We would cut her an apple a day. Like, she was the dog that ate an apple a day. This dog does not like apples. I need to learn these tricks on it. Oh, definitely. They work for kids, too. My nephew, he knows what avocados look like. He hates avocados. He knows what they look like. He knows what it tastes like. It's very hard to trick that boy into eating avocado. I don't remember what his mom made. I think it was the avocado pudding that I have in the cookbook. And I think I might even posted it on my TikTok, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I did post it on TikTok. But it's the recipe that I have in there. She made the avocado pudding. That boy tore it up. He did not know it was avocados in that pudding. Like, that's all I have to say. He had no clue it was an avocado in that pudding. Like, it's just all about tricking them. You just have to make it taste like something else. And then once they get used to the taste, eventually they may not eat it as a kid necessarily by choice because kids are very picky. Their taste buds are stronger. But at least it will adapt them to where the point where when they get older, they might start craving whatever it is that they don't want to eat. And they'll realize that, like, it's not as bad. For instance, like, I never was a tomato person. Always hated tomatoes. I love tomato based things, but any type of real actual whole tomato, that's where you lose me. To this day, I still don't like eating whole tomatoes, like the ringlet tomatoes. But I'm one of those people that if I don't like something, I keep trying it just to see. I'll keep trying it, and I've tried all my adult life and childhood. I don't like tomatoes, but I can eat salsa. I can put tomatoes, on my eggs or something like that in a salsa-based form, and I'm perfectly fine with eating that. But when, not saying anything against you or anybody in here, but when parents sit there and they cater to their child's, I don't like this, I don't want it anymore, and they never give it to them again, you're doing your child a disservice, especially if it's a fruit or vegetable. Now, if it's meat or dairy, okay, don't give it to them. But fruits and vegetables, if they don't like it, you have to try it in a different form. You going and steaming some peas and some carrots and then putting it on their plate, I don't even want to eat that crap, and you get mad because they don't want to eat it. But if you put, because I don't even like peas or carrots. I mean, I like carrots, but I don't like peas. I'm not a pea person. But if you put peas inside of a stir fry for me and you season it well, you make it good, I'm going to eat all the peas because it was a part of that stir fry. It has the seasoning. It's just a matter of how you make it taste. Like, that's just really what it is, just all the taste. Sounds good. Avocados are so good. It doesn't even taste, because obviously avocados don't really have a taste, but it doesn't taste like avocados. You wouldn't even know it wasn't pudding. Like, I'm giving Kraft a run for their money. Like, I'm giving all these companies a run for their money. I don't want to. Y'all, we just made sour cream. Even though it's not thick like sour cream. That's sour cream. You couldn't tell me it's not. You couldn't tell me it's not. We don't have any more. I don't think we need any more apple cider vinegar, but it's missing one thing. Did I get all the ingredients? I feel like it's missing one aspect. Salt, vinegar, lemon. Yeah, because there's no way that it needs more lemon, because I'm tasting the lemon. Okay, we're just going to get a little bit more of this in there. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit of agave and see if that's what it is. Like, I feel like that's such a weird thing to add in there, but we're trying things out. So let's see, because it's missing one flavor, and it's not a seasoning, and I can't figure out what it is. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to hurry up because my phone is gonna die, or at least find a charger. There's a gnat. Go away. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to open this. We might not be having agave. I'm gonna have to get the honey. I'm gonna have to get that honey. I feel like my finger, okay, I was like, I feel like my finger grip strength is kind of poor. Like, that's one motor skill. That's one motor skill that I obviously did not develop well enough. Like, it's very poor. or like my hand grip strength too. Like if anything is this large when it comes to a lid, I feel like my grip is not the best. It's just not the best. And I don't think my hands are too small. I don't think they're too small. Okay, okay. Let's see. I don't really want to put this in the freezer, but we have no space in the freezer. I don't know if this will be thick enough. Okay, let's taste it, y'all. Let's give it a little taste test. Wow, that was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. That's exactly what it needed. That's crazy. We just sat here and made sour cream. All of this is going to be from scratch. This whole entire meal is from scratch, y'all. I'm telling you, it's so easy. It's super duper easy. Now we're going to store the rest of our milk in here. I don't think it's a lot, but it's something. Oh, it was enough to fill the container. Boom. I feel like there's something on my face and it's itching. Ugh. Okay. Like I said, y'all, once I'm done with these, because I bought 2 packs before I looked at the ingredients, because I haven't looked at the ingredients since I've been buying it over a year, and kind of forgot to look at the ingredients. I stopped buying this one, so I don't recommend you getting this brand because it has guar gum. But we're going to use it because we got it. We're going to use it because I don't have the receipt to return it. I don't know where that receipt went. I can't answer that. Because if I'd had it, I would have returned it. Thanks for the follow. So, we're going to use it. We're going to use it, but I'm not promoting it. Just a FYI. So nobody comes to me in the comments and is like, yeah, that has terrible ingredients. I know it does. I know it does. Okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go check on these. Okay, we're going to blend up our cashews now and make our cheese, and then we're gonna stuff the peppers and we'll be done. Do y'all want to watch me make the lemonade, or is that pretty self-explanatory? I mean, I know we talked about it earlier. So would you like to see me make the lemonade? Like, or are you like, nah, I got you, girl? Because if you want to see me make the lemonade, then I'll go get a charger. But if you don't want to see me make the lemonade, I want to see the lemonade. It's super easy. It's super easy. Why do I stay away from gum? It throws off your gut balance. It's super, super easy, literally. Because I'm showing you the easiest way for you to make all of this from scratch. So this is literally a whole, this is about to be like my dinner. But like this is a whole meal that you can make for whatever occasion that you're having. And you'll have plenty of leftovers if you're eating for 1 or 2. Because honestly, maybe even 3, because I feel like this might, 3, we might have 1 day of leftovers for 1 person, you know what I mean? Oh, you're so welcome. Yes, it throws your gut balance off. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but any gum is going to throw your balance off because it's a thickener. So they're using gums to thicken what you have going on in the can or whatever. And you know what's funny is because I was sitting there, it had never looked the way that it did when it settled in the refrigerator, when it made me look at the ingredients, and I knew something had changed because it didn't look like that before. It even had a yellow ring around where it had been sitting, and it's never done that before. If it's 100% coconut milk like it was beforehand, before they changed the ingredients, it literally was just straight white, and the only time that it changed was when the texture changed, when it got too cold, and it just literally thickened itself in the refrigerator, because that's what coconut does. Coconut just thickens itself. It doesn't go bad. It doesn't freeze. It just thickens itself into a cream. And so once I saw that, I was like, okay, something must be off, and I thought it was old. But then I looked at the ingredients. No, they added gum. And gums are emulsified. There's something that thickens. And so when something is in there to thicken it, it's also thinking about the fact that how it coats the glass. Like, for instance, because I'm leaning this over, it coats this whole glass, but you can see the line of where it is. That's what it's doing to your lining on the inside. That's what it's doing to your insides. And that's why, as I'm explaining this, I'm like, I really don't want to eat this, but I don't have any other milk right now. So, literally, that's all it's doing is coating the inside. Yeah, and that's what it's doing to your gut. So think about if you're drinking a whole carton of this that already has titanium dioxide, sodium phosphate, and then it has gums on top of it, and it has multiple gums in it, because a lot of things have multiple gums. Think about how much is coating your gut balance, which is also keeping your pH from being at the level that it needs to be at to disintegrate all the food that's in your gut. So it's throwing off your gut balance overall. It's not good. It's not good at all. Okay. We got it in the fridge. Like, it's not good. My nose is itching. So we have to, I closed this and didn't put any seasoning. I didn't pour any water out of it. So we have to realize that if we are wanting better health, it starts with us knowing what these foods are and what these ingredients are that we're consuming. Like, we have to know that. I'm gonna have to go grab my charger in a second. Hold on, I'm pouring some of this water out. So y'all saw where the level of water was beforehand. I pour out, no, that's not half, that's a little. Oh, I lost 2 cashews. Oh no. R.I.P. cashews, they fell in the sink. I pour out about half, a little bit more than half. I lost 2 cashews. It's just 2, but R.I.P. R.I.P. Okay. So we're going to get our salt. Like I said, we don't use a whole lot of salt. We use... Okay, that's amazing. I'm so glad you came across it too, because we all need to know how to take care of our body and to do it well. If you have not seen my transformation, go check out my transformation video so you can see what I looked like before and how much my body has changed since I've gone plant-based and started to understand what was going into my food and what was happening. So now we're making our plant-based cheese for the people that are just now coming in. If you've missed the rest of the live or the previous part of the live, it will be posted on my YouTube. We're making stuffed peppers today, and we're making all of it from scratch. The same thing with this mixture. We're going to be putting in all of the rest of these onions. I wish I would have known that because I just came from Costco. Oh, that was a whole lot of powder. But I just came from Costco. If I would have known that we were out of onions, the chopped onions, I would have gotten some more. Throw this away in a minute. We're going to use smoked paprika. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to use smoked paprika. I'm going to put a little bit of red pepper flakes in there. The little bit of garlic powder we have left in this one. Hopefully it's enough. I really hope it's enough. Because I don't feel like opening the other container. Just peeling off of those dang things are so annoying. One thing that I have started doing, and I suggest for you to do too, because I was like watching a video and they were talking about all the benefits of ginger. Put a little bit of ginger in all of your food. You can't taste it. Like, you're already seasoning it. Combined with how much seasoning you use for everything else, put a little bit of ginger in each item that you're making and seasoning. You won't even taste it. You're adding the ginger in your food, which is helping you in many different ways in your body. And you don't have to sit there and eat or drink ginger in the nasty form that you don't like. Like, it's super and it's easy. So I'm going to put a little bit of ginger in this cheese, for instance, because I make this cheese and it's going to make a lot of cheese. So then every time that I use this cheese, I'm going to have a little bit of ginger in my food. If that makes sense. Like, that's just easier way for you to use food as your medicine. You don't even have to realize it's in there. It's all caked in the holes. Like, you don't even have to realize that the ginger's in there. See? Just a little bit of ginger in here. Don't even realize it's in there, because guess what? We're going to be using our smoked paprika. This is going to diminish all the other tastes that you have going on. I'm going to put a little bit of smoked paprika, and then I'm going to use regular paprika, because the smoked paprika overpowers, but this is going to combine with it so it gives it a little bit more paprika taste, because I like my cheese to taste like a whole lot of paprika. And then we got our black salt. Once again, black salt, if you do not know, this is how you make things taste egg-like. So we like to make cheese, for instance, and it has egg-based products. You make eggs and you're like, this doesn't taste like eggs, and you make vegan eggs. And I'm not talking about just egg. I'm talking about actual from scratch. It's because you didn't have your black salt. You get a little bit of black salt. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit, because this stuff is salty. I put salt in it. Oh my goodness. I put salt in it. I didn't even realize. Okay. So for everybody that's in here, scratch adding salts, because I completely forgot we were going to put this in here. So I'm going to use a tiny minimal amount. A tiny bit. Because this stuff is salty. Salty. And nobody likes their stuff to taste extra salty. But we're going to add all these other things into it. So we're not really worried about it. I think I just put this milk in this jar for no reason, because I'm pretty sure we're going to use it all. So I just literally just shot myself. Okay, y'all, we're going to hurry up. I need a charger. All right. We're going to add our milk in here. Yep, I just wasted my time putting this in here because it's going to use all of the milk. Wow. Gave myself an unnecessary dish to wash. Then we're gonna get our lemon juice. I'm gonna put some lemon juice. This, add a little bit. You don't need a lot because you don't want it to taste lemony. But this is going to keep your cheese from going moldy. That's how I can keep my cheese in there for a couple of months, because the citrus is going to keep it from molding. That's the reason why they put citric acid in your food. But the processed foods that they give you that has citric acid in it, more likely than not, especially if they're a $1 million company, they make a lot, you know, they have an umbrella of different brands, they're going to use the citric acid that's made from black mold. The companies that actually care about you, like Simple Mills and things like that, that actually derive their products from natural sources, they're going to use real whole natural citrus from citrus fruits, hence the lemons. And so this keeps your food from molding because the citrus keeps it from molding. And so I just put a little bit in here just to keep it from molding. I'm going to put a little bit more. But we don't want it to change the taste. We don't want it to taste all lemony. It can taste a little bit because, you know, when you're doing like queso and things like that, you know, they put lemon, lime, whatever. But we don't want it to taste that way. So we're not going to put that much. Where's the lid? Oh, there's the lid. There's the lid. Okay. I might have to grab my charger, y'all. 9%. Okay. We're going to do this quick. We need water. Now we need some wawa. We need some agua. We need some water. We have no more milk in the house, and I really don't feel like going outside to get more milk. So I hope this water does the trick. If it does not, we're gonna have to go outside and get some more milk. Follow. Okay. Yeah, it's too thick. Let me taste it. Let's say, but it might not need any more milk. Let me taste it. Let me taste it. I don't think it needs more milk, but what I do think it needs is more seasoning. Because I think I put enough seasoning for probably about like that much or that much. We did more than that, so. It doesn't taste as salty as I thought it was going to be since we added salt. Ooh, that might be too much water. Well, we'll see. So, we're going to add some more black salt in the mix. Since we're still good on the salt taste. Not that much, but we're gonna add some more. About half of that tablespoon. I said I don't measure, but that's the one thing I am gonna measure. I made that mistake one time of putting too much black salt. And I didn't know how to breathe right because that's how much salt I was inhaling. If that makes sense to anybody in here, if you have had that situation happen to you, then you know the pain that I went through. That was tragic. That was a tragic situation. Here we go again, forgetting our pepper. That was a situation to be had. And literally all you do is just keep adding liquids into it until it's the right consistency that you want. I'm trying to hurry up because I'll get the charger once we're done with the cheese. It's a lot of grinding that dang pepper. I don't like that one. We had a good one, but it broke. And I don't like that one. I don't know where we got that one from. see how thick that got? If you didn't, you're about to see. No, just kidding. It's not thick because I put all that water in it. I forgot, but let's make sure we're completely. Gotta make sure we're completely blended. Okay, let's see, y'all. Yeah, because the more you blend it, the thicker it's going to get. And we don't want it to be too thick. But look at that. It's quesoing. It's quesoing. Is it not? Look at that cheese sauce. Look at that cheese sauce. And all you do, like, I didn't have any, I could have added some peppers in it or whatever, but like, you know what I mean? Like, all you do is just add in, like, your peppers, your chilies, whatever else that you want to add in there to make it like queso. And boom, you just added some, you just made queso right at home. You don't have to go and get inflammatory dairy. You don't have to sit there and struggle and not have any cheese that you loved before. You just have to learn how to make it. Ah, dang it, I think it's about to rain, and I wanted to take my dog out before it started raining. Quit eating stuff off the floor. Where'd you come from? Go sit. Go sit. Go sit. All right, y'all. We did that one. Is this in your? It is in my recipe book. Yes, yes, it is. It is my. Let me go. I'm grabbing my charger, y'all. But yes, it is in my. It's in my recipe book. You learn how to make my plant-based cheese. I give you some recipes for some. I gotta get my charger. I give you some recipes for some milk as well. So, for instance, you won't have to struggle like I am with this dang toxic guar gum situation that we're having going on. But Nala, go sit, honey. I don't need you. Go sit. Go sit. So yeah, you get all of that in my plant-based cookbook. I also have the stuffed pepper recipe that we are making today. We're using minis because I explained that earlier. We're using minis versus a big pepper because I couldn't find the organic ones. Oop. Where I was at that moment. So we're using minis, but it's not really changing. You know, it's not really changing the difference because we're just going to stuff little mini ones. And then we're going to slow cook them versus putting them on 400. That's a 100. 400 like I normally cook them on. And there's so many different versatile recipes in that book. That's one thing that I was trying to aim for, since it's a beginner guide. I want it to be versatile enough. Oh my goodness, I keep dropping this thing. I'm trying not to. But I want it to be versatile enough so people don't feel like, you know, they only have, which there's like 20 recipes in there, but they only have those 20 recipes to cook if they're learning and they're trying to get into it. Like, I want you to feel like you have endless amount of possibilities to go with. And you have so many different things to just start off with plant-based cooking that you're like, wow, I need more. And I was talking about this last live. I'm going to be eventually coming out with the same thing for like soul food. So you don't sit there and you feel like that you're stuck in one box of you have to eat meat, you have to eat dairy. Like, there's alternatives. We can do this. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it. Okay, I have 2 jars over there. Now we're going to make our lemonade. We're going to make our lemonade. Yeah, we'll make the lemonade and then we'll stuff the peppers. Easy stuff I can pack for lunch. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Depending, do you have something at work to heat your food up? I don't like using microwaves, but I know that's not ideal for everybody. We did have a little like mini oven situation, if that makes sense. It wasn't an air fryer at my job, and that was like my thing where I was like, well, at least I can put it in this oven versus me having to use the microwave. But you could reheat these foods. Like I have a plant-based burger in there. You could reheat that in there. I do, but I hate microwaves too. Yeah, so it's like you could reheat that in the microwave if you wanted to. Just make sure you cook it at home, make it crispy before, so when you heat it up in the microwave, it won't sog itself out. These peppers would be good for something for you to take to work because you would already have them charred and the way you need them to. You just need to heat them up. I have a couple of pasta recipes. I think I have at least 2 or 3 pasta recipes in there that are interchangeable. That will definitely be something that you could do easy in the microwave. Super easy in the microwave. I don't think I would like chickpeas reheated in the microwave though, because I think they would be kind of soggy. But there are plenty of different recipes that I have in there that they would definitely be work friendly and packing your lunch friendly. Let me get this jar. So, oh, it's cutting up outside. I can hear it. But yeah, it would definitely be friendly. Though I'm like, I know she's trying to rush me to get outside. Pasta salad type things. Oh, so you want like fresh raw? I do have a raw pasta recipe. That's the third one I was thinking of. I have a raw pasta recipe in there. I don't have a pasta salad in there. But now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, because I'm like, I made a pasta salad situation the other day, just kind of like, I was like, what do I want? I kind of have all these different pastas to go off of, and it was super, super easy. Like, I just threw, which I don't know exactly how you make original pasta salad. Like, I don't know. I've never made it, but it was giving what I wanted. Like, I was just like, I just want some regular pasta. I don't want any sauce kind of situation. And all I did was get the pasta noodles, threw them in some oil, threw my seasonings in there. I put some spinach in there. What else? I had some Parmesan, little pieces of Parmesan from the, I think Heart Healthy. It's something. It's Follow Your Heart brand. I got their little like Parmesan crumbles and put that in there, mixed it in there. And I didn't even put anything else. I didn't put anything else. I get my noodles from Home Goods or Costco. Costco has the wheat-based ones that don't have any eggs or anything. It's just straight made from wheat. And so does Home Goods. I have a TJ Maxx combination store of Home Goods. So if I say TJ Maxx or Home Goods, it's the same store. That's the only one I go to because it's the best one around me. I have been to so many different TJ Maxxes, and I only like the one that I'm talking about. And then there's one in Atlanta. That's the only 2 TJ Maxx that I have gone into and been impressed. All the other ones just don't do it for me like those because I have fallen in love with the combination store. I can go and have clothes and Home Goods. No. Like, you can't give me anything else after I've been that spoiled. You can't. Like, and I used to work there too. That was the kicker. It's like I used to work there too. My paycheck, I had to set aside out of my $200, maybe $300 paycheck that I would get. I'd have to set out at least $100 every single time for me to be able to buy everything that I've held in the back for me to be able to buy. You have that too. They have everything. Yes, the combination store is everything. That is everything for me. Like, the combination store is the best one. And if they did that for every single one, it would trump. It would just, it would knock out all the TJ Maxx combination stores that are there now and then make them not even that valuable. But it's the fact that they still aren't doing that, knowing that they can make profit everywhere, because it's like, I drive to that one specifically, which is not too far from me, for that reason. I went to the bougier side of town thinking that theirs would be better because they obviously would have designer stuff there, like bags, because I was looking for a handbag for my mom. Their selections were trash. I picked one and it was cute. But picking through their selections was trash. The combination store that I go to, though, it's not a moment that I'm looking in the handbags and I'm not picking something up. By the end of me going through the handbag section, I usually have about 5 that I cannot choose from. And they're on those little tether things. So I have to just keep going around the area and deciding before I have the person come over, because I hate being that person. Being that I had worked there before, I hate being that person to have to keep calling them back or have 5 different bags and them have to stand there and wait for me to choose, because then I have to look at them, I have to open them. You know what I mean? We're women. You know what I mean? So I was buying a bag for my mom. I was not impressed. I was on the bougier side of town and I was not impressed. I was like, I should have just went to the one near my house, but I was already out that way going to Costco because that was before they built one near me. And so I was like, yeah, we're never doing this again. I will never come back here again. And I even went to one that was even further than that one. I went to 2 of them, and it was more, but like that's the side of town where like the richest people in this state live. Trash. It was worse than the other one. I was like, this has got to be a joke. I was like, somebody got to be playing a joke on me, right? Like, I felt like somebody was playing a joke on me because I was like, there is no way that this is really that trash. And it was trash. I was not impressed. Highly disappointed. 2 out of 10. Okay. I wasn't showing y'all what I was doing, and I apologize. that's just poor recording. Oh, it still had honey on it. Well, it didn't combine all the way then. But we have put, right now, we did, because this was probably filled up to here, we probably did about like that much of lemon juice. We're mixing in our agave. That's what I was turning in. I was twisting in here. Our agave. We're just mixing in our agave. And like, you can see the color. Like, it's pretty potent right now. And you don't want your lemonade to look like this, because then you know it's going to be super strong, super lemony. I said lemony. Like, see. So what we're going to do is, hold on, let me unplug my phone and turn this around. So what we're going to do is we're going to put more water in here now. I said super lemony. See. If y'all don't see me drop my phone at least one time between the time of me trying to turn things around, then we're not having a right live. Okay, look, y'all. See? It's going in here. It's going in. And we're just going to fill it up. And that should be good. If it's too watery when we fill it up, then we'll add a little bit more lemon juice. But I don't think we need any more agave. And that's super quick and easy. Like I said, like, go to Costco. If you're one of those people, if I don't drop my phone at least once when I'm moving on live, if I'm sitting stationary, I won't drop it. But if I'm moving, I'm going to drop it. It's just, it happens. It's raining. But go to Costco. If you're one of those people where you don't like juicing, or you don't have enough time, and you're trying, or maybe you just need to prep and be prepared for when you want lemonade or juice in general, and you want something that's not going to make you inflamed and you still enjoy it, go to Costco. Get you the 100% organic pure lemon juice. Boom, you don't have to worry about it. Store it in the fridge. It won't go bad. I think it says use within 30 days. I've kept mine for 2 months. It didn't hurt me. So it's your own preference, obviously, but it didn't hurt me. And yeah, boom. We just made a whole container of lemonade. Super easy, super simple. Now, I have enough lemonade for a couple of days if I'm drinking on it, sparingly. Now, if I'm sipping all day, this is going to last me a day. But if I drink about a glass and a half, it's going to last a couple of days. Yes. It's so easy. And this is before, when I was working at the job that I was talking about that had the little oven situation thing going on. This will be my go-to at the end of the day, because I have these apple juices, those sparkling cider apple juices that I love, but I try not to drink those often. They're carbonated. Carbonation throws off your gut balance, so I try not to drink them often. So my next solution for myself, because I also try not to drink lemonade all the time because lemons, acidity, and I was working with kids, so like that's just a surefire way to get sick. I would just make me a quick thing of lemonade and have this for me to be able just to grab and go for when I wanted something to drink that could be sweet, but also wouldn't be terrible as me going and getting like Simply lemonade from the store, or what other lemonade brands that they have, like Milo's and things like that. It's a good way for you to be able to have that happy balance of I get what I'm craving, but without giving myself all the toxicity in between. Now what we're going to do is, I don't want to put the cheese in the jars until after we use how much cheese we need. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to have to take y'all off the charger. I think I have enough. We should see. We'll see. It'll give me the notification if we don't have enough, because it's been throwing the notification at me that, hey, your phone is dying. Let's get the cheese. Let's get that cheese. Okay. We're going to get our cheesy cheese. Y'all see and we're going to put the cheese in here. We're going to turn it back on heat because we had turned the heat off. Always got to have that water handy on the side. Oops, I don't want to release this. I want to open this. We're going to turn this back on. We're going to mix. Honestly, I'm just going to pour it in here. And I like mine to be like extra cheesy. Like, you know how when you go to like Mexican restaurants and things like that, and like the food is so heavily saturated in the cheese that it's like every single bite that you get with the cheese, it's just like a overload of cheese. I miss what is in the pan. Oh, this is these are walnuts that we treated like ground beef. So all we did was had soaked walnuts, soaked them, and I don't think I said everybody how long I soaked them. I soaked them for 2 days. The bare minimum that you need to soak them is 12 hours, 24 or 48 hours, because they will mold. I was shaking them in between to make sure that they wouldn't mold, but if you let them sit sedentary, they will mold after 24 hours. So you have to shake them if you're going to be sitting them longer. Put them in the fridge. But this is a combination of peppers and walnuts that we mixed in with the food processor, and then now all we're doing is adding in our cheese so that we can have our ground beef, technically ground beef situation with our cheese combination, so we can stuff our peppers. So we can stuff the peppers. I think I have some spinach, fresh spinach, not frozen, because I have frozen from Costco also. It's either from Costco or BJ's, but it's frozen. And I'm debating if I want to put some spinach in these peppers. I think I want to put some spinach. And if that's the case, I think it's in the fridge. I think it's still in the fridge. But yeah, you see how it's already like it's coating them, and so once it gets started to heat up, it'll be less chunky like, but still good and coated. Did y'all see how smooth it was coming out? Like, your queso can be as watery as you want it to, as thick as you want it to when you make this recipe. It's a matter of what you're cooking. Because like when I do spinach dip, for example, I like mine to be thicker when I'm doing spinach dip, because it's going to go through the baking process. You want it to thicken up already anyway. I don't necessarily want it chunky, but I want it thicker. And so I don't put as much water. I wanted this to be more runny queso, but I want it to be together so when it goes in the pepper, it has something to hold the meat to and bind to. So I just mixed it in, and like I said, I like mine a little burnt, so if you don't like yours a little burnt, don't cook it as long as I do. But I like mine to be a little crispy already before we put it in the oven, because it's going to be baking inside of the pepper, so it's not going to be re-roasting the inside, but rather the outside to get it charred. So we're just going to be in here mixing this up. And normally, it's like if I would have did this off of live, I would be done by now. But like, we've been talking, I've been showing you different things, and so it's going to be longer. But it's not a long process to do this at all. At all. I'm making a mess, y'all. Okay, so we have this. I think I'm going to put a little bit of spinach in there. So let me go grab these spinach pieces. We have our sour cream in the fridge. We have our onions in here. We already got peppers mixed in there. I can't think of anything else that we're missing. You know, I can't think of anything that I'll be like, dang it, I didn't add this in there. Like, I'm pretty content with what we have. I don't even know why I'm reheating this up if we're going to put it in the oven. I don't know. Okay, can y'all see this? I can see the peppers. So we're going to take our little peppers. Let me get a handful of spinach. I might have to pick through the spinach too, because even though I literally just got it, I guess my fridge was too cold, so it froze them. So then now, like, they're all turned dark, and they're still kind of crunchy, but they're dark looking. So they're not old. They just froze. Just FYI for the people that are like, what in the world? Why does our spinach look like that? Get out. Get out, doggy. Get out. So I'm going to put a little bit of our meat. I might have to cut some more peppers, y'all. I don't know if it's going to be enough. We're going to put some spinach in here. Yeah, this one's still crispy and good. It's just a little ugly. We're going to put our meat. And I'm just layering it. Meat, spinach pieces. Meat, spinach pieces. A little bit of meat. On top. Boom. Stuffed freaking pepper. Delish. Now we're going to do this for the rest of them. And if y'all have any questions, like I said, this is a Q&A. Drop your questions in the comments for what questions you have. Please, everybody in the chat, what y'all got? What kind of questions you got? If you're just not joining, we're making stuffed peppers, plant-based. We made everything from scratch. This live will be posted on YouTube. Ooh, this one's gross. This will be posted on YouTube after. Look at the little spinach stalk. If you've missed any part that you want to know about, all of the recipes that are in this are going to be in my plant-based cookbook. If you tap in and grab that, so you literally just got a freebie right here cooked in front of you to learn how to make the meals that, or some of the meals that are in my plant-based cookbook. And so if you want that right in your hand for forever use, go grab that. Go grab that for yourself. It's linked in my bio. All of my social medias, my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, my YouTube. And it's going to support you. Look at that. Another little stuffed pepper. And if you're really feeling like I'm all in, you could add some potatoes in here too. I've done that. If you're really feeling like, I like this, you can add some sweet potato, like some diced sweet potato pieces. It's super, super good. You can add quinoa. Quinoa is another thing that I love adding in there because that's like the rice aspect. You know, when you get you get peppers and, you get your chicken, your peppers, your rice. That's the rice aspect of the meal. And I might even cook some quinoa later on. I'll let you know if I do. I'll post it on my story. But the peppers are definitely going to be enough by itself because, like I said, it gets the protein from the nuts, from both the cashews and the walnuts. And then you're also getting the peppers aspect of nutrients. I was trying to see if my phone was dying. I was like, oh no. But yeah, you're getting all these nutrients. And I still might throw some quinoa on there. I might, because I just love quinoa. We'll see though. We'll see. I'm trying to top this off. Peppa! Y'all have any questions? Drop them in the comments. What's your questions? What do you want to learn about healthy lifestyle eating or plant-based lifestyle foods, or just a healthy lifestyle in general? Products. Doesn't have to necessarily be food. Factual information. It could be, we had a live last time. Last live was about hydration. I think that will be posted either Tuesday or Thursday. We had a live about hydration. All of these spinach pieces are soggy. That's crazy. I just bought this freaking spinach. My refrigerator was accidentally freezing stuff because that's the same thing that happened to my celery. My celery, there was nothing wrong with the celery, but since it was so cold in there, it froze the celery. So when it unthawed itself, the celery just became soggy and gross, and nobody wants to eat soggy celery. So I had to pick through all those pieces as well. I'm dropping meat everywhere. Do y'all have any questions? Drop them down in the comments. What questions do you guys have? We're getting close to the end because once I put these in the oven, and we've done our lemonade, we're really done technically. So I'm gonna be getting off. You better ask why you got me. You better ask why you got me. My phone is dying too. So what questions do you have about healthy lifestyle, plant-based living, products, services that I have? You have any questions about anything that I've talked about during this live? You want to know about my 6 or 12 week program? I'm going to tell you anyway. If you didn't ask, I'm going to let you know. All of these things that I'm teaching you, that I teach you on live for free, you get more in depth with my 6 or 12 week program. During that program, I teach you not only how to cook plant-based meals, but I also teach you how to live a plant-based life, a holistic, sustainable lifestyle. Through that program, you learn how to not only cook the foods, you not only learn how to walk the walk, but talk the talk. You're going to learn how to make your own sustainable products so that you don't have to necessarily buy from these companies, but you can make your own shampoo, conditioner, your own mouthwash, toothpaste, all of these things that I do for myself and I make for myself. You'll learn all the alternatives that you can make with different types of plant-based meats that you can make from scratch easily so that you don't have to buy Beyond Meat or Impossible Meat, because all of those are toxic to your body and you should not be eating them. Regardless if you eat meat or not, you should not be eating them. It's just as bad as eating meat. And so through that program, I teach you how to purge poisonous, toxic ingredients from your life, for example, so that you learn the fact that You don't have to sit here and not understand what your labels are saying to you when they say it has titanium dioxide or sodium phosphate or whatever else in it. You'll understand what it means and what's going on, and you'll know to avoid it. You'll know what these gums are doing to your body. All of these things you'll learn in that program, and you'll come out of that program within the 6 or the 12 weeks, depending on which one you tap into, because the 12-week is more extended. You're going to learn more. You're going to, by the end of it, be literally in the lifestyle, walk the walk, talk the talk. The 6-week is you to dip your toes in, to understand what's going on, and then to take that and to take that initiative for yourself for the rest of the time. But by the end of the 12 weeks, at that point, there is no self-discovery. You know everything and how to do it and way to do it. And you get the full decompressor. You get more walked into the lifestyle with stressor help, if that makes sense. Because you have more time to focus on not stressing yourself out and having to rush and try to figure out how to do it and then if you do buy into the 6-week program and you decide you want to work with the 12 weeks, you'll still get everything and all the benefits. You just won't be accelerated. The 6-week is accelerated. And so you might feel rushed in the 6-week program versus the 12, or it might support you and you might just need to the get started. Like how people need a little startup, and when they're running a marathon, you might just need a little startup, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the rest. But if you get to the 6-week and you're like, man, I want to continue, I need more, this has been too good, then you can opt into the 12. But these are the type of things that you get with my program. I teach you literally how to do things like this, all for yourself. And I pack it into easy to use ebooks or emails or documents, whatever the product that it is, because it's a variation of all of those things. The product or what is it? I'm trying to think of what to call it. The educational point is. That's all what I'm trying to say. Depends on what it is and what we're trying to come across, because some things need different aspects. Some things you need to see, some things you need to read, some things you need to hear. And so there'll be all types of learning educational videos and informational emails and all of these different things that will support you through the process. And then you get me also. You get me walking you through step by step and showing you how to do these things for yourself, so that you're not only supported, but you're not struggling doing it. And you don't feel like that you're doing it all alone. Because I know when I first started being plant-based, I was doing it all alone. Nobody had done this before. It was new. It was new to everybody that was sitting there, hearing me say that I was going plant-based. I'm trying to get this off of my shoulders, y'all. I'm sorry, not off of my shoulders, but correctly on my shoulders. And they didn't understand. They didn't know. And I'm learning, and I'm like, yeah, I'm vegan. And then vegan was not supporting me. So as I stopped eating vegan, I was like, oh, okay, it's not the vegan that I need to be. I need to be plant-based because the vegan products are not supporting me. And as we went along, sure enough, plant-based was the way to go. And so I teach other people how to support. And as we went along, sure enough, plant-based was the way to go. And so I teach other people how to support their bodies without being stuffing in here, y'all. I'm stuffing a lot. There's a lot in here. These are going to be extra good and juicy. And then after they're done, I think I'm going to pour some more cheese on top. But that's after they're done cooking. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to do that now, because I've stuffed them to the brim. To the brim. Because nobody wants the pepper without the stuffing. I mean, I love me some good peppers, don't get me wrong, but we want the stuffing too. I'm just dropping all these crumbles on the sides. I thought my dog was at the door. I was like, where's she at? I'm like, I know she heard it storming and was like, oh, never mind. I'm not going outside right now. But yeah, y'all, what questions do you have before I get off? Because like I said, once we stuff these, we're done. The live is over. You don't have any more questions? Is anybody in here suffering from diabetes symptoms? Needing any tips for that? I have some videos that were just posted, and I think I have some more videos coming out about diabetes tips, as well as, if you're suffering from fibroids or PCOS, you're having painful menstrual cycles, All of these are stemming from inflammation, and you just have to lower your inflammation in order for you to deal with the cause. And when you're dealing with the root cause of the issue, you won't need medications, prescriptions, tinctures, supplements. You won't have to have surgeries, but it's a matter of getting down to the root cause of how did you get here? How did we develop fibroids? How do we develop the cysts? How do we get here to the point where we have cancer or diabetes or high blood pressure? You have to get to the root cause of the issue in order for you to start dealing and working and healing. That's how you start healing your body. Get to the roots, not finding a momentary band-aid, because that has not been working. You see all these people manage whatever is going on for the rest of their life. They're managing, but they're not dealing with the actual issue. So they're having to manage the disease for the rest of their life. But when you start healing and dealing with the issue that you're having going on, then that means you're going to heal eventually from the issue, regardless if it's a short term or a long term, depending on what your habits are and what you do and how you treat your body. The quicker you heal, then you'll see that healing is possible, because your body is a healing vessel. It's a mechanism that heals. What's a good way to detox and flush out toxins? Food, fruits and vegetables. Like, people have all these, different things and tinctures to support your gut and flush you through this way, and parasite cleansing, and they use supplements and tinctures, which is no problem if you're eating correctly in the first place. It's no problem. There's no problem with you doing that. You can add that on to the combination of you using food. But when you're not using food as your medicine correctly, the only way that you can properly get to the point where your body is ready for a detox and a cleanse is using fruits and vegetables. Because think about it. When your body is on the basics of the basics, when it's sitting there, for instance, if you do a fast or a cleanse and you have nothing in your system that is toxic and parasitic, or sitting there with inflammation from dairy, because parasites come from meat and dairy. Toxicity comes from like additives and fillers. If you have none of that in your body because you've been fasting or whatever else, not saying you have to fast, which you should be, but not saying you have to, because not people are comfortable right now. But if you're fasting, for instance, you fast for the point where there's nothing left in your digestive tract. Think about how powerful that tincture, that supplement, that parasite cleanse can work. If it has nothing else to combat and fight, if there's nothing else in your body that's making you have to suffer. So you have to use food as your medicine first. Even if you do a fruit cleanse to flush your body, it's still using food as your medicine and starting out on the right proper foot. Now, after you get done with that cleanse, it does not mean you can go back to the way that you were eating beforehand, but rather it gives you a space for you to be able to, expel those toxins or like microplastics like we were talking about earlier, or to support your gut health. So your gut is supported throughout your life. So you're not sitting here with a pH balance in your gut that's not acidic enough to digest the foods that you're consuming. And so that's what I teach you in my cleansing and my detoxing bundle as well, is that if you go and get those books, it's a 7-book guide. 6 of them are the actual ebooks. One of them is a template, and they're a bundle to show you how to fully cleanse and detox your body, so that you're not sitting here making yourself toxic with the foods that you're eating, but rather using food as your medicine, so you don't have to necessarily use tinctures and supplements and all those different things. That was a good question. I like that question a lot. And so that's why these are the things that you work with me, and you also learn when you work with me in the program, because you get more in depth. You get me personally. We have our one-on-one meetings. We have our talks if something is not working for you, and we just strategize for you specifically so that it supports you in your journey. Because at the end of the day, everybody's different. Your journey might not look like my journey, but what is going to be the same is the process of using food as your medicine. And that's one thing that's not going to change. And so I'm an expert at that at this point. And so I can support you with whatever way that your journey looks like. Food as your medicine is the number one thing, the first step, the first point in knowing how to do that. And I do that for myself every single day. So that's why I teach other people how to do it as well. Like I said, I really liked your question. So if y'all have any more questions, drop them down. We are on the final few peppers, y'all. If you have questions, now is the time to ask. We are on the final few little peppers. We are on the final few. It's the final countdown. I think we're going to have a little bit of ground beef left, not a lot. Ground beef quotes, because it's not real ground beef. What questions do you guys have? Either I'm going to get off or my phone's going to kick me off, because I think we're down to like the last 5%. I'm going to try to not get kicked off, though, and say bye. But we'll see. We'll see. See, these pieces of spinach are so juicy because they were so loaded with ice water. And I even had paper towels to absorb the water, and they were still froze to the point where the ice water was just not having it. Was not having it. I'm not seeing any more questions, y'all. Okay, drop your questions because I'm on the last pepper. If you have it, speak now, forever hold your peace. I'm just kidding. Like I said, if you don't feel comfortable asking in the chat, you can always ask me in my DMs later on, or if it sparks in your brain later on, and you're like, oh yeah, I wanted to ask this, please feel free to DM me. My DMs are always open. They are open for y'all to ask me questions. I'm not going to get in there and be like, don't ask me a question, send me your money kind of situation. Like, ask the question. I'm going to answer to my best of my ability. And if I do have a product or service to refer you to that I think will support you, then I will tell you. But I'm going to still answer your question. Like, don't feel like you can't ask questions, because you can. You can. This is not one of those where you just go in and people just talk to you and you don't get to talk back. You can talk back. I prefer you to talk back. Talk to me. What you got going? Okay, that piece of spinach did not want to go in there. Let me try. This is the last one. Spinach, go in there. Just stay. Stay. It's like a dog. Stay. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions, y'all. Well, that was the last pepper. I'm going to get off here and I'm going to clean this junk up. Let me wash my hands. And I'm going to clean up this mess that we have made. Put all my stuff up. Put my cheese away. You know, and just enjoy the rest of this Sunday. So I hope that everybody has had an amazing, oh, not had, because it's still a part of the day, but I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And I hope that this live has supported you, and I hope this has inspired you to learn plant-based cooking and recipes and see how easy it is to cook all of your meal from scratch. If you missed us literally making this meal from scratch, it will be posted on my YouTube. I'm so sorry my nose keeps running, y'all. I told y'all that I haven't eaten fried food in a minute, and I had a freaking fried chicken sandwich last night. Vegan, obviously. And now my nose is running, so I know that has to be it. We're going to get that corrected very quickly. I'm going to go take my oil of oregano right now. But yeah, I hope this has supported you. If you've missed any of my lives or this live, go check them out on YouTube. Go subscribe. I hope that they don't take TikTok from us, but if they do, you need to go follow me on all my other social media. So if they take it from us, you have a way to get contacted by me. If you're not on my email list, that is the way where you know when I go live, as well as you get other tips and information about plant-based or what's going on with our food industry or anything that we have going on. It is titled Wellness Wednesday because I have a whole lot of women on my email list. So even if you're not a woman, you can still be on there, but I am titling it Wellness Woman Wednesday because there's a whole lot of women and I'm supporting women because I'm a woman. But I hope that you have a great, amazing rest of your Sunday. And like I said, my DMs are always open if you have any questions, and I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday here on TikTok. So check out and look for my videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I try to go live at least every Friday. It has not been working out on these past couple of Fridays. I can't even lie to you. So get on my email list so you know when I'm going live. And I hope that you please, at least read your labels. If anything, just read your labels. Start reading your labels. Okay.